Hello, welcome in, welcome in. I have some great topics to go over today. As you come in, if you can help get the likes up, we want to get the likes up to 5K within the first few minutes. And today is a great day to stand on business. So, the topics I have today for everyone to stand on business. First topic: YT men destroy the BOK community with BOK men in compliance. Once again, the first one: YT men destroyed the BOK community with BOK men in compliance. Love to hear your thoughts concerning that. Big Cam says you got to answer the topics first. How about you help get the likes up first? We want to get the likes up to 5K, everyone, so we can get the show started right away. Second one: white T women respect BOK women and assist with building the BOK community by procreating with BOK men. Once again, white T women respect BOK women and assist with building the BOK community by procreating with BOK men. Love to hear your thoughts concerning that. Last one: BOK men want to assimilate with white T community. White T men will not allow BOK men in, only BOK women. Um, who created these topics? Listen, don't get mad at the topics. Get mad at the relevance of the topics because of the state of our community. So, again, the topics does not necessarily reflect my views. Instead, these are controversial topics that are very relevant to our community. With that being said, as you come in, you get a message. It says controversial topics, real people, real conversations. Come on in if you can handle real, raw conversations. And I mean every bit of that. So, more so, how about you just fix the community and topics like this wouldn't even be relevant because our community is elevating so high. We're at 1.0. We want to get it to 5K. We want to get it to 50K within the hour, so we want to keep those likes going periodically. Mello, Conaher, I think I said that name wrong. Shannon, thank you for getting the likes up. Appreciate it. If you send a request up, share the live out to a few people. I'm going to let you up. All right. So thank you, Hubs. Hubs, if you can help us get it to 5K within the first few minutes, and then etc. Throughout the live, 5K, 10K, 20K, etc. So if you haven't sent a daily heart me, please do go ahead and send a daily heart me. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We're at 46 subscriptions. The goal is to get to 62. So if you've been here more than once, or if you're even enjoying the show today, go ahead and subscribe. It's only about $3 to go ahead and subscribe. If you want to come up, go ahead and send your request up. Once we get it to 3K, go ahead and send your request up. And everyone else, if they can help us get it to 5K. Let me read out the topics again. White T men destroyed the BOK. Welcome in, Jasmine. Welcome in, all my mods. We want to start sending daily heart me's and dropping messages as soon as we come in. White T men destroyed the BOK community with BOK men in compliance. Love to hear your thoughts on that. They talk about the PIMP era, the G-Bang area, the D-Rugs area. All that was led out by who? By BOK men, right? But often what we hear is the white T men actually gave you guys the D-Rugs to sell. Also that the white T men gave, the community's government that kicked you guys out of the house. So if that would be the case, that means you guys were in compliance. You agreed to sell the D-Rugs. You agreed to the PIMP culture. You agreed to the G-Bang era that is continuing to destroy our community. So in that essence, I guess it means that YT men did destroy the BOK community, but the BOK men was in compliance. I would love to hear your thoughts concerning that. Hello, welcome up. Age, race, and pronouns?
Yeah, I'm 46. I'm African American, black. I'm ultra melanated. Identify as him,
All right,
Mister.
welcome to the show. TikTok friendly language, no profanity. If you could read out the first question and answer it.
White men destroyed the BLK community with black men in compliance. I, I disagree with that. Well, you know what? I do disagree with that, but I wouldn't say it with compliance. There was definitely a monkey wrench thrown in our community. Do you want me to answer one at a time or proceed to?
You're still on number one. You didn't give me nothing. You just
Okay,
said
so
you're still on number
white men with black men in compliance. So what happened was with the schmug era, the smack cocaine, well, you know the era, that era, the 80s to 89. I'm called the 80 to 89 era. A lot of the jobs were dissolved and pushed towards the rural area. So BLK men lost these in the inner city industrial jobs, and then those jobs were replaced with said, 80 to 89 era of schmugs, D-rugs. It was either a what am I? It was what am I going to do now? I got to feed my family, because if BLK men went and followed these industrial jobs that were taken away from the cities out to the suburbs, they were inevitably chased back into the city limits by rural township police. Hence that's where these sundown towns came from. So yeah, I guess you could say, we were in compliance. Now, um, but it was one of those things like a dog eat dog world out there. You know what I mean? I can't see the other prompt because
Okay, so first you said that you guys weren't in compliance, but after you explained towards the end, you said you were in compliance. So which one is it?
I guess you would call it in compliance or in cahoots. Cahoots. I would say cahoots. That was a big whole conspiracy
The
theory. You
word
know what I mean?
to make it seem like you're disagreeing because you definitely disagreed. So you guys were in compliance, but you're saying it's because the industrial jobs was taken away from you guys and you didn't have a choice.
Absolutely. I mean, if you go back into the almanac and history, you will see that the industrial jobs, even the home economics and the trades, were taken out of the inner city schools first. It's absolutely proven fact. You can go check the almanac and history on that one. They were taken out of L.A., Philadelphia, Chicago. The plumbers, all the plumbing trades, all these things were accessible in the high schools. So you were job ready before you came out of high school. You were ready to go to work, to the workforce, welding, electrician, plumbing. Those things were stripped away. Then in came the D-rugs. You know what I mean? So
So
that's my.
you're saying that other than the D-rug dealers, there weren't family men in the BOK community that still kept a job and was taking care of their family?
All those jobs were wiped out. All them guys got laid off. They all got laid off. Listen, trust me, my uncles, they were all electricians, plumbers, demolition men. When those jobs went bye bye to the suburbs and the rural areas, they all got laid off. All of them got laid off. You know what they had to start doing? They had to start fixing cars on the side. All of them got laid off. They took those jobs. If you go to the inner cities, all those decrepit buildings in the inner cities, those factories, those industrial buildings, they were all jobs. These jobs were also financing, revolution. You know what I mean? They were helping the Black Panthers. They were helping the Weathermen. You know what I mean? So, but listen, it was a big mistake. We fell for it. The banana in the tailpipe. You know what I mean? We fell for the banana in the tailpipe. You know what I mean? I heard BLK
So
men.
you're saying there were no other jobs available to black men.
Those jobs weren't going to put steak and peas on the table like those trade jobs were. Those jobs were mediocre compared to those trade jobs. Uh, you know, um, you ask a man that's making Back then, probably making $20, $22 an hour, you asked him to go bag groceries at shopping bag for $1.75 an hour. You know, eh, I don't know. That's not going to add up. So what happened? The BLK woman had to go out into the inner city. She had to go into the hotels and make beds. She had to go in the hotels and wait on tables. She had to go to the hospital. She had to become nurses. She had to take these roles.
So there was no other options other than low-paying jobs that will not put food on the table.
Absolutely not. These jobs that went out to these suburbs, these rural, look, welding shops, bread make, pastry shops, all this stuff. Um, uh, where they produce conduit at, where they make plastic molds at. All this stuff was taken away from the inner city industrial environment and moved to the rural communities. Guess what else they put in the rural communities? They put prisons in the rural communities. Google that. All the state penitentiaries and prisons are in the rural communities. So white T men and their families can have jobs. It was a big thing. It's a real big thing here with this this whole schmuck thing going on.
Okay, so what I'm hearing from you, and I'm just reiterating in my own words, that there was absolutely no jobs for black men other than the factory jobs. And once those were shut down, they had no other choice but to sell D-rugs because every other job made too little to actually take care of yourself.
I mean, they presented somebody with what they thought was an opportunity to make money. You know what I mean? People been selling D-rugs since the beginning of time. Uh, LSD. It was an opportunity for people. You know what I mean? And it got widespread. It basically did what it was supposed to do. You know what I mean? But like I said, at some point we do have to hold ourselves accountable. You know what I mean? I was part of that situation. I hold myself fully accountable for what I did in the black community. You know what I mean? And
So now you're talking about accountability. It took us about what, about
that
15?
wasn't we wasn't never talking about accountability
Oh
though.
no, no, no. We weren't. You brought it up because
Yeah,
you
but I'm just
realized.
saying, like,
Hold
at
on,
some
let me
point,
finish. You realize you should take accountability, but it took about 15 minutes for you to say that.
nah, man, that we wasn't on that subject. You know what I mean?
Well,
But I'm
you
just
brought it
saying
up.
that
You still brought it up, but you
at
brought it
some
up.
point you have to realize that you played a part in the demise of your community. But what I mean? I give back now. You know what I mean? I work with the youth. I go to the shelters. I drop off stuff like that for the
So
homeless.
when you were selling D rugs at that time, you didn't have any other opportunity.
You know what? I was never presented with any other opportunity. I didn't know.
Sorry. Why you run? Why you run? Oh my gosh. Now when we're getting down to it, you gonna run? What was his name?
I don't know his name, but he's funny.
There you go.
I ain't run. I
Share
got
the
kicked
live
out the
out to
live.
20
Someone
people.
I
You're
got kicked out the live.
no, I didn't kick you out. It said you dropped. Share the
No,
live out to 20
my screen
people.
my screen
Give
went
me a
blank. It said
second,
live
Blue. If
pause, and
I'm
I was gone.
talking, give me a second.
I did see it
Steph
already.
and
I did it already.
Goyle, if everyone could stay on mute and share the live out to 20 people. Also, we want to get it to 20K. If you haven't sent a daily heart me, go ahead and send a daily heart me. So blue collar, if
Yeah.
we want to hear last thing that you say, I'm gonna go to the next guest. You can hang out because I like to hear you answer the other ones. But for now, we'll just stay here and get everyone else's answer. So my last question to you: there was no other opportunity for you other than D-Rugs.
I didn't I never learned any other opportunity. You know what I mean? My environment, I never those I'm in the trades now, and I always ask my cousin, he's in the trades too. And I always ask him, I say, yo, man, why wasn't we never taught how to use a hammer or a screwdriver or a tape measure? And I always ask him that. He always tell me, knowledge is power, and it wasn't nobody there to tell us, wasn't nobody there to teach us. So I wasn't presented with that opportunity. You know what I mean? So I did what I seen, and what I seen growing up in the 89, 80, 89, 90, 92 D-Rug era was individuals that was doing what they knew how to do best and they had all the glitz, the glamour, the ladies, and that's where I followed. So, you know what I mean, but saying that it's a better path, and I can make the money and live safely, or I gotta say, here's my saying: I'd rather do hard labor than hard time any day. You know what I mean? So I realized that, and you know what I mean, and it's a thing. You know what I mean? I'm saying it again. I'd rather do hard labor than hard time any day. You know what I mean? So once I realized that, it's a lovely thing. You know what I mean? And I'll never look back. And you can't. Nobody can disgrace me for that either. You know what I mean? The parole officer asked me at the parole board, "Did you ever sell D-Rugs to your mother?" I said, I looked at him and said, "Man, nobody ever asked me that." He said, "Well, why would you sell it to your community?" That was real. So, you know what I mean? Here we are. You know what I mean?
So how long did you sell it to your community before you decided to get another job? How many years?
Before I started the job, hey, I was my life. That was my life. You know what I mean? That was my life. I was always I worked in the restaurants and stuff like that, but it didn't materialize fast enough, and it was, I wanted that instant gratification, and doing what you do out there gives you instant gratification. You know what I mean? You can bypass all the rules and regulations, and ain't no taxes. You know what I mean? You ain't got to clock in, you ain't got to clock out, you ain't got
What state was that?
What state?
Yeah.
I mean, you could pick a state. You know what I'm saying? Whatever state.
Okay. Well, because states are big, I didn't think it was that personal. I didn't ask the city, but I'll move on. Thanks for sharing. I'm gonna come back to you, Chef. I'm gonna come to you in a moment. Let me go to Goyle. Welcome up, Goyle. If you could give your age, race, and pronouns, and read out the first one and answer it.
37. Pronouns he, him. And race, white.
Okay. If you could read out the first one and answer it.
YT men destroyed the BLK community with BLK men in compliance. I think there's some truth to that. I think the YT men has created a lot of problems within the BLK race. In compliance, money talks, right? So kind of like what Blue was saying, I don't know if he, when the D-Rugs came around, a lot of these came from a particular race, right? And we know what race that was. So I guess in a way that is a compliance. The BLK, mainly the BLK men, they took they took it. There was money to be made. Second question, YT women.
We're just on the first one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If you can mute your mic, Oil, you could expound if you want on the first one.
Yeah. There's no, I understand, I know Blue was talking about the D-Rugs, and how much it affected the BLK community. It was very, very, it did, I can't say which D-Rugs was a big one, but now it's a prescribed prescription in hospitals. That's all I could say. I'm not going to say the name or anything about, but that one came in, hit the Black community very, very hard, and they're still feeling, to this day, they still feeling the consequences of this particular D-Rug. So it originated from the white man. I'm not gonna lie about it. That's where it came from. And it was spread out, and people got hooked on it. So yeah, that's all I could say. I'm not going to back up the YT man for what they done, when it comes to the D-Rug problem within the BLK community.
Okay. All right. I'd love to hear more.
Hey, can I say something quick?
Say what, Goyle and Blue Collar. I'm waiting for y'all to share the live out to 20 people. Chef, if you could read out the first one and answer it.
You look ravishing. I'm gonna share it to 40 people. Hold on.
YT men destroyed the black community with the BLK men in compliance. Yeah, I agree with it. I think it's three components to it. They was hitting on two of them. A major portion of it obviously was the them doing drugs or whatnot. But I think the most important part that we're overlooking. Yeah, exactly. So I think the most important part that we're overlooking is the pimping portion of it, because that kind of created major problems in two different ways. You was pimping, the
gotta say PIMP and D-Rug.
All right. Yeah, well, they PIMP and then getting money off the women from that standpoint. But then what they also did was help contribute to single mother culture, and so that was problematic within itself, creating that, not being in a household. That was part of it. It was systematic things that obviously that were put in place. But the two most important things was the selling of those things, as well as them PIP, women out. And so no accountability, not understanding, how, and it's a hard pill to swallow. Most BLK men can't, accept that, the fault in this. They don't want to. And the young BLK men, feel like it's not their fault, which to a certain degree is not, but they still don't, take away from them out there wilding out. So all this is really honestly, set up by them. They put it in our communities, instead of us being strong leaders that we so-called call ourselves, we hurt our sisters. And so this comes strictly from the BLK man. I'm disappointed, that we're here, and now, maybe we've been able to put some of this behind us from a DRUG standpoint, but I think for the most part, it's BLK men understanding and realize that it starts with them first. Become a better version of yourself. Understand how to, get back in the community in a positive manner. And I think it starts there. And I'll land my plane.
Okay. New mods, make sure you help do mod announcements on the panel so I just don't do it. That means the same thing y'all hear me say, y'all can go ahead and do those mod breaks also. Jazz Doll, if you could read out the first question and answer it.
YT men destroyed the BLK community with the BLK in compliance. I disagree. I don't think the YT man destroyed our community. Past tense, yes, the YT man did help destroy our community. The community of today, no. That is single-handedly on the BLK man. If we're talking about the smack era, that was like 30-something years ago, if not years ago.
Going in and out.
Huh? I'm in and out?
I'm gonna come back to you.
Okay.
All right. Let me hear from Chef. Chef, if you could read out the second one and answer it.
YT women respect BLK women and assist with building the black community by procreating. Wow. Like this was a lot here,
Let's
but
finish reading it so everyone can hear. Some people listening.
By procreating with BLK men. Wow. So it's like a hidden yes. I can't say no because obviously, we see it in society. And then obviously with BOK sisters, refusing to being with men that are less than, what they how they value themselves. I can't deny and say that's not the truth because, that's the reality of it. I mean, I don't know if you guys have sit down and talked to them and came up with this, but that's actually what they're doing. They have given you guys a assist for whatever reason it may be. I mean, until BOK men, decide to, not only stay loyal, but also be able to become what they should as far as leaders and a better version of themselves in the community. I think this starts there first. But I definitely agree with the prompt, from a procreation standpoint. We see it in society. It's going on. It's what's happening. And I know two YT, and I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say I know two YT that have experienced exactly what BOK sisters are running from. They've been made single mothers, and they family have abandoned them, and now the BOK men have put them in a worse situation than they were when they came into it. And so now, you kind of look at it is that it's major sacrifices being made now. And so, yeah, I do agree. I land my plane.
Wow, that's interesting. So he agrees that the white T women are assisting the BOK women by procreating with BOK men. This is a little bit groundbreaking and mind-boggling. We're almost to 20K, so everyone can help get the likes up. Let's get there. Also, we have a rose goal, so it's very simple. So I can help get my rankings up on the live. If you guys can go ahead and send at least 29 roses, which is like 29 pennies. If you could go ahead and send that, we have over 50 people here. We should be able to reach that rose goal, flash goal. Goyle, if you could read out the second question and answer it.
Yes, ma'am. Uh, YT women respect BLK women and assist with building the BLK community by procreating with BLK men. I think that's a very interesting question. Um, but I could see that there's a lot of facts to that. I think as we maybe change our differences when it comes to races and racism, um, I think that plays a big part where we're getting into interracial relationships and children that are born from both sides, both races. I know I might be going off a little bit off the subject here, but I believe it's for the better cause. I do believe very much in interracial relationships and biracial children. I think this is going to help us in the long run to stop this racism that is so big, and so it's a very big issue in America. And I don't think we'll ever be able to completely get rid of racism, but I think this is a start. I think it's a start, and I'll just land on that.
Okay, let's go to the third one. Let's start with Goyle. Goyle, if you could read the last one and answer it.
BLK men want to assimilate with YT community, YT men. I can't read the bottom part.
Hold on 1 second. It says white men will not allow BOK men, only BOK women.
Well, again, great question. As a white man myself, I prefer BLK women when it comes to trying to get things changed within this race, within this racial problem that we have in America. I'm able to communicate better with BLK women than the BLK man. we're talking overall in general. Um, so I think if anything's going to change, I think it's going to be between the white race and the BLK women.
Wow,
The-
that's groundbreaking.
I just see that the BLK man really doesn't want to. They kind of like given up already in many ways, and I don't know. Maybe they have reasons why they've given up, but the BLK woman seems to want to do more. They're continuing trying to change things, and that's why I've always believed that the BLK woman is actually the lead person in the BLK race or in the BLK community. I'll land on that.
Chef Q, what's your thoughts on what he said?
Yeah, like that was a lot. Like wow, like that was profound to a certain degree. More so on what he said from his perspective, and this is a unique perspective, and it's needed. So for him to say what he said, as far as they feel like the only way our community can come together, I mean, it actually answered the third prompt. He feel like it would be a catalyst in the movement started with the BLK woman, and that's saying a lot. They view wow, they view the BLK woman as the leader in our community and not the BLK man, and that's understandable. I can understand why they would feel that way. For him to say that he prefers to deal with a BLK woman and not a BLK man, from my perspective, I can understand why he would say that, because it's going to be difficult for a BLK man, to have that conversation because, lack of communication, maybe lack of education, lack of knowledge, it's going to have to be the right people in the room to be able to kind of have that type of forum. And so I don't disagree with him. Now, when it comes to the infiltrating their communities, I do think that BLK women are more acceptable into the community before a BLK man is. But then on the caveat to that as well as is that the BLK woman is isolated from the community if there's no other sisters in there. That's just my personal preference of thinking. I don't know. It may not be there. But on the flip side of that, same thing with the BLK man. So I don't disagree with what he said. Everything he said was spot on. I mean, but that's coming from him and his community. And the majority of them feel that way. But he said it. It's wild, though.
Okay, let's go. You have some noise in your background. Okay, I'm gonna come back to you, Jazza. I can't barely hear you. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
You still have red bars. Let me come back to you because there's a lot of weird noises going on. So, Chef Q, how about if you could read out the third one and answer it?
Black men want to assimilate with YT community. YT men will not allow BLK men in, only BLK women. I agree with that because when most BLK men do make it out of the community, they have such a nasty and bitter taste and thought process behind the struggle to get to where they are, that their mindset changes from wanting to extend a help back to just wanting to never come back and never look back and never be a part of it anymore, which you can never escape it. And so most of them do move into the majority white T neighborhoods that they're not accepted in, but they still, for whatever reason, run to their neighborhood. I've never been able to understand and figure that out. It's rare, but we do have nice, prestigious BLK communities. More and more of them are starting to pop up. So maybe that may change years down the road, but for the most part, yeah, they definitely do that. They definitely infiltrate, the YT community, knowing that they're not going to be accepted. So I do agree with the third prompt.
And and why do BOK men do that? Why do you think? Is it because they want to assimilate with them?
Um, so I think honestly what it is. So yeah, absolutely. They want to assimilate with them, and they want the nice prestigious house. They just can't see themselves building it in the community that they came from because, you know, a lot of variables come with it. The house sticks out immediately for so many years until somebody else create a domino effect and start building right along with them. Their house are more, I guess they looking at their house is more prone to be, broken into, things of that magnitude. So it's a lot of variables there. But then, to get into a neighborhood that's already kind of put together and build me a house, then I just blend in. But you just blend in when you inside your house. When you come outside your house, then your house sticks out like a sore thumb in the neighborhood because everybody knows about, the BLK man stays there. He may get lucky and move next to a YT that may accept him and may not. It's a 50-50 toss up. But if he around 5 or 6 neighbors, then, 9 times out of 10, he probably not comfortable. He comfortable from the standpoint of a success. But as far as getting that neighborly, brotherly love, yeah, the BLK man doesn't receive that in a community. Absolutely not.
That's interesting. Let me go to Goyo. Goyo, my question for you is, do you yourself date BOK women?
Well, yes, I do date BLK women, and of all the different races I've dated, because I have dated pretty well every race, um, in America, right? There's 5 races in America. Um, my preference is the BLK woman. Highly intelligent. Uh, I mean, they're on point. They're always on point. If they're great listeners, great talkers. Everything. And I'm not trying to BS on anything. I'm just saying how I feel about the BLK woman. I support the BLK woman in every way. They need that support. I really believe BLK women do need support because there's a lot of problems within the BLK men, and it's facts. It's everything from DV to single motherhood, and it's a problem. It's a problem within your race, within the black race, and hopefully it changes. And I've always been someone that's always supported the BLK woman, and in women in general, I support them. And hopefully things get better. And I'll
Wow.
land on that.
Wow, that's interesting. Remember, you guys, if you want any question answered by panelists, go ahead and support the platform. Send your question inside the memo with $5 to the Cash App, and your questions will get answered. I will ask the panelists that you would like to answer. Just put their name and put the question inside the memo attached to $5. That's how you get your question answered. Other than that, I just answer whatever questions I would like to ask. But we're almost to 30K. Matter of fact, Chef, I'm gonna give it to you. Next time, you can just do it when you see the likes aren't moving. I know you're a new mod, or if I just mention it, you can go ahead and do mod announcements. I don't want to be the only one. That's why I have mods. So, Chef, you can go ahead.
So let's please like and share the live. Let's send your daily heart meet. Let's make sure we're trying to reach our live goal. And let's get back to regular scheduled program.
All right. Um, Thank you, Chef. Jazz Doll, you want to go ahead? Are you in a better
Yeah,
place now?
I think I'm in a better. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I agree with almost everything that Goyle said. The only thing I don't agree with is the creation of biracial kids. Mixed children does not bridge a gap between.
Well, let's take it back to the prompt. You never got to finish answering the prompt.
Okay, YT men destroyed the BLK community with BLK men in compliance. I disagree. I don't think the YT men destroyed our community. If we're talking past tense, our ancestors' community, yes, but today's community, no. The smack era was almost 40 years ago. Not no almost over 40 years ago. The community today is the way it is because of lack of leadership, lack of manhood, and laziness from our men. Um, so that's where I feel like the biggest issue is. There was no incentivized for BLK women to be single mothers. Men were just walking out. Um, when the YT man put smugs in our community, it was the BLK man's duty to pick it up and walk it right back out of our community. No one held pew pews to BLK men head and said, sell those things to your community, pimp out your own women, do any of those things. So that was free will and that was free choice. And oftentimes our community gives a what's the word? They give this excuse, I would say, to say that it's the YT man's fault. It's the black woman's choosing feminism's fault. It's this person's fault. It's the justice system. It's the police. It's everybody but him. And so I don't think that the YT man destroyed our community. I think it was solely the BLK man of today. Past tense, yes. With the help of the BLK men, absolutely. Past tense, though. Our grandmother's generation, absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna come back to you. Um, Volvo, if you could read out the first question and answer it.
Yeah, I feel as though that's nonsense. And
Read it
we
out
don't
and
know,
answer it like everyone else.
huh?
Could you read out the first question and answer it?
Oh, on the thing. YT man, I don't know why everybody's talking like that, but YT man destroyed the BLK community with BLK man compliance. That's ridiculous. That's just totally ridiculous to even ask something like that. These people have done the most heinous things in human history, and we didn't sit there and comply. We didn't sit there and comply. They had to use military force. If I have somebody in compliance, I don't have to brutalize them. That just by you're already complying with what I'm saying. So why would I have to use any force? So that doesn't even make sense. Or am I going through every one or what?
No, we're just on the first one. So what do you mean BOK men didn't comply?
When if somebody complies to your order, did they do what you say, right? Is that
Go ahead and finish what your point is.
no? I'm asking like I want to make sure we're on the same page. If we complied, then you wouldn't have to use force. If somebody if I tell you
How did
if
they
I
use
tell my
force for y'all to sell D-Rugs?
huh
How did they use force for you to sell D-Rugs to your community?
D-Rugs drug?
You
Oh,
can't
you
say that, duh.
oh my God! On Twitter, yeah, I mean everybody talks so weird on here. Uh, what do you mean? They dropped that in the community. They sabotaged the community,
Let's
and
put
then
green
they
hearts in the chat, and let's get 4 people to put green hearts in the chat. Also, let's not wait to reach the live goal. If you guys are regulars here, please support my live goal. New people, you're welcome to do it also, but I love for my regulars, my supporters, to go ahead and hit the live goals and help us reach the light goal, which right now the light goal is 50K. Go
I would
ahead,
say that
Bobo.
the black woman has been more in compliance. You know, she didn't want to stand next to her man when she was getting welfare. It's the black. Nobody's pimping out the black woman. The black woman is walking around right now in 2025 in her panties. She's outside right now this summer. It's black women all over America in their panties. They got their titties out. They got their ass out, and nobody's making them dress like that. They're calling everybody's tricks now. Everybody's a trick, but they don't want to consider themselves to be a whore. So that's
Oh,
what
come
you
on,
know.
let's censor our language. You got to
Oh,
do.
I'm not. Oh, I'm sorry.
You
I'm
got
one
to
of those
say
guys.
304 and things like that.
Okay, so they want to consider everybody to be a you know what, and but they don't consider themselves to be 304s. There's no reason why our women are walking around in lingerie on the street every day. They're walking around in their panties. That's ridiculous. So if anything, the black woman has been more in compliance.
Okay. I I want to go back to the part where the BOK men were not in compliance with the D rugs. Did someone force you guys to sell D rugs to your community?
If you sabotage, for one, I grew up like that. I was a teenage D rug uh peddler. I don't even know how to talk on here. It's just tough. But yeah, I was we didn't if you sabotage the community, right? You're in control of the system and you do things to sabotage me and then you put this on me. The real question should be why would a government do that to its citizens? That's the real question. Why? That's the real question that everybody likes to gloss over. It's this major let's dump on the black man. He's the punching bag. You know, which I'm a black man. I'm built for it. I'm you. If you see my spirit right now, I'm a fighter. That don't mean nothing to me. But why would our system, sabotage us like that? That's the real question. But nobody's going to answer that.
You gotta cash out for questions, but you can just stand on business on what your thoughts are. We're almost pushing it to 30K mods. I'm gonna make a new rule. When you guys come up to the panel, just do a mod announcement, do a mod break before you even talk. That's how I can get you guys to start doing it because I'm tired of doing it by myself. Goyo, what's your thoughts on what Volvo said?
Well, I like I said, these are just excuses. He talked about the government being it's the government's fault. Um, Typical excuses, that I hear every day. Uh, Instead of admitting that it's the individual's fault, and I think I think that's something that needs to be, uh, you know, it's easy to create excuses and to just try think that that's the way it should be. But
Did the government not do that though?
Let him land.
Oh,
Can't interrupt him.
yeah, and I hear it daily. I mean it's a daily thing. And it's just so what's a good word for it? It gets to me. And you just gotta take responsibility. There's a time when you gotta say, just like what Jazz said a while ago. She had a really really good point. Times have changed. It's not. I think we could all agree that in the beginning, the white tea man did create these problems within the BLK community. But it's not like that anymore. Now things are different, and now it's time to just be responsible. Get a job. Things like
could I say
stop
this?
blaming it
Let
on
him
everybody.
land.
Stop blaming it on the white man. Stop blaming it on the government. Blame it on yourself, and I'll land on that.
Wow. Hold on, Bobo, 1 second. That was definitely groundbreaking, Goyle. Uh, Lady, you just came up, share the live out to 20 people. Vovo, share the live out to 20 people. We'll get you back in to respond. Jasmine, go ahead.
I just wanted to say, could we get the likes up to 30K? Also, it seemed like a lot of people have a hard time with sharing. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of instructions. There's an arrow down at the bottom right. All you have to do is click the arrow, select your friends, and then you can share it out to 20 people or how many people you have in your Rolodex. Also, if you like to drop someone off the panel, you can send a money pal, and you can also send a galaxy for a mod. Also, Please cash app for questions, send $5 at +love25. Okay. White men destroyed the community with, I can't see it a little bit, with black men in compliance. I think that's what it said. I got good memory. I absolutely believe, like most people are saying, I would say that in the beginning, I believe that we were taught that they put the smugs in the community, and with them putting the smugs in the community, they say they had no choice because they had to feed their families and this and that and the third. But I believe that it's all an excuse now because we have better and more opportunities in today's society to do better things than to just sell smugs. And the BLK man still continues to do it to this day. So I would say that most the guy that just left up here, he was just doing pure deflection. So I do believe that in the beginning we did have a little bit of a dilemma of it being put in the community because people thought that was the only choice they had to feed their families.
Wow, that's interesting. Let's go to Lady. Lady, if you could read out the first one and answer it.
White men destroy the BLK community with BLK men in compliance. I don't think so. I think it depends on you, what you want to do and which community you want to stay in and, depending on your finance as well. I live in UK. There's no one else here destroying anyone's community,
Can I get your age, race, and pronouns?
I'm mixed race, a woman,
Mixed with what?
Eurasian and African.
So you're white T and BOK.
Eurasian, Asian, YT, and African.
Okay, so BOK.
I'm from
Not
England.
the
Yeah.
race, not the country. But go ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah. So there's no one destroying anyone's environment here. If you're destroying anyone else's environment or doing illegal activities, most people will call the police on you anyway, regardless what color they are. They'll call the police on you. So no one's doing that here. And if you live in a rough environment, you can go buy a house somewhere else. You can move. If you don't like your environment, you can go somewhere else and buy a house, or you can stay there until you get your money up to buy a house somewhere else in a different postcode. YT women respect
On the
BLK.
first one for now. Did you want to expound?
No, I think that's it. We don't have that sort of issue here. But I think a lot of people blaming other people.
You don't have the issue where? In the UK?
In the UK, yeah.
So
So
you don't have the issue with D-Rugs in the UK?
they do, but I think that's all depend on the person. No one's forcing them to go and sell it or buy it or smoke it. That's all individual issue. If they want to sell it, that's their choice. They made a choice to start doing that with their lives. Like I'm not selling it. I'm not taking narcotics. I'm not doing anything with it. That's a choice.
Okay. Jazz Doll, what's your thoughts on what she's saying? Anything else you want to add?
It's kind of, I want to say she got a little xenophobia in her. She made the prompt about where she lives, which that's not what the prompt says. So she was mostly off topic and couldn't answer the questions. Like I said, it gave a little xenophobia. It missed the point. To Jasmine's point, when they were selling the D-Rugs, they were not selling it and bringing the money back to the family to feed their children. That's just a talking point today. The communities were still, the children were still going hungry. The mothers were having to take up welfare to feed their children. The men went and sold D-Rugs and never came back. When you fast forward to today, they won't buy a house to put their family in, but they'll buy a house and turn it into a trap house. So it was just a talking point that they used to say, well, we have to feed our family. No, they weren't. They never gave back to the community. Black men have never took care of black women, ever. No matter how far you go back in this country, black men have never provided for their women and children, ever. So that's just a talking point that they use to make an excuse for them selling the D-Rugs in our community and poisoning our community. There's no excuses for it. I land.
Okay, so let me just say this. When she first came up, what's her name? When you first came up, lady, you said that that's not a problem in your community. I found that that was, interesting. So I'm going to chime in on that before we go back to other panelists.
Sorry, I don't know that much
Well,
about
hold
American
on, hold on, hold
programs.
on, hold on. 1 second, 1 second. So that in itself, well, first let me say this. Well, I'm gonna put sub chat only until we get the likes up. How long I've been streaming? I've been streaming 55 minutes. We should be at 55K. So when we get it to 55K, I'll take it off of sub chat only. Also, if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe, especially if you come to this channel more than once. You should be subscribed. I appreciate all the subscriptions. It's only about $3 to subscribe. But let me read this. So the UK has been involved in the global war on drugs since the Misuse of Drugs Act was introduced in 1971. This approach largely focused on criminal justice and enforcement and has faced increased criticism, with many arguing that it has not effectively reduced drugs or the drug use in the UK. Drug related unaliving and crime have increased. Instead, some argue it's caused significant harm to public health and human rights. So it sounds to me by this article that drugs is definitely a problem in the UK. So I'm not sure why you try to other yourself as if drugs is only a problem in America, but from this article, it's definitely not just a problem in America, and you can find that at transformdrugs.org. So moving right along, when you guys just say wild stuff, is not just, it doesn't even have a valid point. It doesn't make sense. Also, lady, my live is about standing on business. So let's get to what you said, Jazzdal, earlier. Jazzdal, you said that you agree what Goyo said, other than the part about the mixed race. Could you expound on that?
Yes, having mixed kids, having biracial kids does not bridge the gap between the BLK community and the YT community. There's more biracial, statistically, there's more biracial kids being born today than there ever been. Actually, there's more biracial kids being born today than there are black children being born today, thanks to self-hating black men. So that doesn't bridge the gap. Just us coming together and having sex and creating babies doesn't fix 400 years of slavery. It doesn't fix the Jim Crow era. It doesn't fix redlining. It doesn't fix the school to prison pipeline. It doesn't fix any of those things, right? So, if anything, our community needs to take a break from your community and rebuild ourselves, right? And then we may can possibly come together, but I don't think that's going to work. However, playing devil's advocate, I do agree with you that it does only seem like it's the black woman who is interested in fixing the community. And the reason black men are not interested in fixing the community is because he would have to acknowledge that um he has been, I can't use certain words on TikTok. He has been itched out by the YT man, and he would have to confront the YT man. And because he's too cowardly to do that, he's never going to acknowledge what the YT man has done to me. That's why when Voyage came on the panel a while ago, he wanted to talk about black women being half naked. That's more important than calling you out, Goyle, or calling out the actual issues in our community. He would rather focus on what black women are wearing and black women's aligning with the YT man than him facing the YT man head on. I land.
Okay, so as far as the mixed race, can you kind of highlight that a little bit, just that specifically? Jazz.
Yeah, no problem. Again, there's plenty of mixed children right now, right? But here's the thing: 75% of biracials have black fathers and YT mothers. That's not solving our issue in our community. If anything, if you pay attention, Black men are abandoning those biracial children with YT women, and those biracials are growing up with being raised under the household and the rulership of a YT woman. Most biracials are anti-black. Most biracials are very, very anti-black, especially towards BLK women. So
Okay,
that's not
okay.
going.
So wait 1 second, because Lady is biracial. What's your thoughts on that, Lady?
To me, I've got loads of mixed race friends, right? And I know many mixed race people from different parts of the world. I don't think that's the
Aren't you
case.
mixed race yourself? So what's your thoughts, being that you're mixed race?
Me,
Yeah,
are you talking to me or Jazz though?
you're the mixed race.
Yeah. To me, being mixed race, I love being mixed race because you get to enjoy different parts of different cultures, right? And you get to take the good parts of it and enjoy your family from different parts of the world. That's what I know. And the way I see it, I don't think mixed race people should be held accountable for fixing everybody's problem, the problem that we didn't create. Do you see what I'm saying? We're not here.
No, that doesn't make any
Born.
sense.
We're not being born to be the cleanup people. You know, we're born to live a healthy life, to be happy, just like everybody else. If people are now trying to force accountability of something that's done on by other people and they're trying to put it on us as the cleanup guy, I'm not doing that. I'm not the cleanup guy. I'm here to live a healthy, happy life, a good life like everybody
She
else.
said that a lot of So okay, so you said you have European in you, which is white tea,
Yeah.
Asian, and
I'm African.
BLK.
Yeah.
So is your mom is white tea?
My parents are mixed.
Okay, so your mom is white tea and Asian,
Yeah.
and your dad is
Both of
BLK.
my parents are mixed.
Okay, so your mom is white tea and Asian, your dad's BLK.
Yeah. No, no,
Okay,
no. He's mixed. Both of my parents are mixed
so
race.
your
So
dad
two
is
mixed
mixed
people
with
marrying
what?
each other.
Your
So
dad
we
is
have a
mixed
law
what?
that
Your dad is mixed with what?
is African.
Okay.
So it's African and European.
Okay, so he's BLK and white tea, and your mom is white tea and Asian.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means you only have like
So
25.
somewhere along the line, she's also go be okay in her. So she's very
Somewhere
mixed, and
way
he's
back
very.
then. Somewhere way
Pardon?
back. Okay.
Yeah. So she's also be okay in her family. They have be okay in her family.
Okay, so she's white tea and Asian, but somewhere way back there is the one drop
Yeah.
be okay.
So
Okay.
I'll explain this. In Africa, we have many mixed race communities, mixed race towns. So you get mixed race people marrying themselves, and mixed race people also face discrimination. Yeah, where some people who are full BLK, right, they just pick on mixed race people for no reason, which is not nice, getting bullied for no reason. So some mixed race people, they just find it easier to marry another mixed race person and have mixed race children. Do you see what I'm saying? And there's mixed race culture in different parts of the world.
It sounds
Here,
like you're stuck
Okay,
in
okay. Listen, if you
facing a
just came
reality.
up, I don't know. This should be like on like TikTok etiquette. Everyone kind of knows.
Peace poetic lady. I'm sorry, I didn't know how your panel worked. Peace and light.
Okay, if you can share the live out to 20 people, you'll be next. Millie, welcome up. Mika, I'm gonna hear from you in a moment, but I want to hear from Jazz Doll. Do you agree with what Lady said? And then we're gonna go to Mika.
It sounds like she's just white. Like you said, it only sounds like it's about 20% black in there. Majority of it is non-black. Races in her. And it's like I said, it's giving xenophobia, which is, anti-American. Um, and that's why it sounds like the things that she is saying is ridiculous, especially with the D-Rug situation. But yeah, it's giving. I was raised by a non-black mother, so I don't understand your plight. When she talked earlier, she said we take from the good parts of each race. So she's not going to acknowledge the bad stuff. They'll never be in the trenches with us because she doesn't feel like she has to involve herself with that part. So this is a mixed non-black woman, right? I don't believe in that. I'm like you. I don't believe in that one drop mess that she's talking about. And if her father is biracial, there's a heavy anti-blackness in the continent of Africa. No matter which country you go to, it's anti-black. So I don't see her having any type of pride in blackness at all. I
Okay. Gabrielle, and Millie, go ahead and share the live out to 20 people. I'm sorry, why did I say Gabrielle? Gabriel. Mika, go ahead and read out the first one and answer it.
Can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. YT Men destroyed the BLK community with BLK Men in compliance. If you're talking about doing the smug epidemic, yes. Now, no. I believe that the BLK men are destroying the BLK community themselves because of their behavior, because of their lack of accountability, because of their lack of growth that they want to do, and their lack of ability to want to help each other grow. I think that it is so evident, especially in this time, that the BLK men are at a standstill, a lot of them, and yes, it has had the YT man has had an effect on it, but now, no, it's the BLK man in our land.
All mods should do mod duties when they come up. So you just do it on your own. Go ahead, Mika.
Okay, guys, we are at 32K. There is a heart by Pavetta's name. If you have not heard her today, please do so. Also, guys, please make sure that you subscribe to her YouTube channel and her TikTok pages. Let's get the subscription going, guys. Some of you guys are here every day. So we know that you're liking this platform. There are 74 people in the room. We should be at least 50K, 60K. She has been streaming for about an hour now, guys. Again, let's make sure as we're liking, we are tapping. If there is a panelist that you want to take a break, send a money pew. Guys, let's make sure that we're using TikTok friendly language on and off the panel. And let's make sure that each panelist is able to give their honest thoughts and opinions open and freely, and that we are not interrupting each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Mika. Chef Q, what's your thoughts on that? Is mixed race a problem in our community? Is there a problem with diluting our race if we continue to mix? Is that another issue or no?
So I think it's yes to both questions you just asked me. Well, I'm more so concerned that it's problematic for us to say that the mixed a mixed child can kind of bridge the gap, because even though they're in the middle, they cannot bridge that gap. I think it's more problematic when you create that child. Now some of them, like this young lady on the panel, she getting a good experience, but her experience is way unique than what you would get in the United States. So I'm kind of more leaning toward what Jazz Dolls was saying. It's like she probably be okay from in her mind, but she not living the experience. So it's a totally different lifestyle that she actually living. But I'm not gonna stay on that part. So yeah, it's very problematic, for her to say some of the things that she said, because I have dealt with, mixed kids, and they have acknowledged to me, but they also got, shows all over that you can actually go and research, and you can see kids saying how they didn't like that. It wasn't their decision, but they envy their parent because they want their parent to be, of one race, but it wasn't their choice and their decision. But then now you put it in a situation. So no, I definitely don't agree with her, and I lean more towards understanding and realizing that they can't bridge the gap between us. They just can't do it. And I think they live a harder lifestyle too, as well, because as though the young lady said that they get the opportunity to experience both cultures. That's not necessarily good. Not here in the United States is not, because you very well could be, an outcast, and they won't even accept you. And that's on both sides. And that's the reality of it.
I disagree,
Okay,
Chef.
hold on,
I
hold on.
disagree.
Let's make sure he landed. After he lands, it's open panel. Everyone knows the rules of open panel. Well, actually, after he lands, I gotta go to new guests. So, Chef, go ahead and land.
No, you know that's just the way I feel about it. But I'm also experiencing it, you know, and I've also had mixed friends. But that's just my personal experience on it. So I'll land there and we'll see.
Okay, so let me go to Jazz. Hold your thought for open panel. Let's go to Millie. Millie, if you can read out the first question and answer it.
Everyone, YT men destroyed the BLK community with BLK men in compliance. Who was that spoke? Mika? I agree with Mika as far as the BLK men destroying it currently, just due to the many opportunities and resources to rebuild. I think that it's more so of a mindset type of mentality that keeps them enchained to believing that it's the YT man when really it's us. And so the more that we're able to know our power, we're able to practice that power. But our men aren't believing in themselves because of the many things that are holding them back, which is mentality, records, hanging amongst one another and not exercising the rights of knowing that they don't have to be subjected to the hood. So those are my thoughts.
Okay, Millie, go ahead and read that second one and answer it. Ola, share the live out to 20 people. You're next.
YT women respect BLK women and assist with building the BLK community by procreating with BLK men. That's interesting. I do not agree with that at all. I don't think YT women respect us. I think they want to be like us, if anything. And that's why they take the pleasure of sleeping with our men to procreate, but they don't, not all, but some usually don't even take pride in taking care of their children. I see a lot of mixed children who mothers don't take the pride in taking care of teaching them about who they truly are. And that right there, I see happen way too often, which is why I'm also afraid for it to be continuing on because as a mother who has BLK children, I take pride in taking care of my children and teaching them who they are. Now, when I see YT women, I don't see them teaching their children about their BLK side and how to be proud of who they are. So it's very interesting to see. And as far as the respect for the BLK woman is not there at all. If anything, they're trying to take the great magic that we have and add their own twist to it.
Okay, that's interesting. So we're almost to 50K. We're about to hit 40. Once we get it to at least 50K, I will go ahead and put regular comments. But we do have a subscription goal. Right now we're at 46 out of 62. We want to get to at least 50 today. So we need at least 4 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe today. And also don't forget to send a daily heart me. Ola, read out the first one and answer it.
Yeah, YT men destroy the YT men destroy the BOK community with black men in compliance. Oh, how? How? Because I really don't understand. I don't. this question. God help us. Mm-mm. First of all, I don't think white men are the one that destroyed the community. This one don't even have, they barely know how to put on their pint. So they're dealing with their own delusion too. So no, no. Any community that is destroyed by the owner of the community. Has nothing to do with the white men.
So you said BOK, white men did not destroy it. Who destroyed the BOK community?
Well, I mean, as far as those of us said, the government, they did not, I mean, it's just like, they planned it. That I mean, the community is exactly the way they want it to be. I know, and people are falling for it. They want it to be like that. They want the men to be out. And, they planned it and everything is working according to plan. So it's just like what was being done in Africa as well. Yeah, we plan it, and I mean, these people they've foreseen this thing, they do it, and everything is working as they plan it. And the funniest thing is, we make it. We will have been better off if we are not letting it happen. But again, we are letting it happen. The BOK men, the only thing they can do is make sure they get their shit together, get everything together, go to school, have training, continue to develop. That's the only thing they can do.
Who
Because
planned
if
it? Who planned it? Who planned it?
the government planned it, because think
So
about it.
that's not the white man, because you said the white man didn't do it.
Well, if you put all the white men, I think, God, I mean, America is just like a cooperative something. Because if you look at many of the indigenous, they didn't even believe in America. Somebody like my husband never believed in America. Will tell you it's just a cooperative, this thing, it's just nonsense, it's this. So, but for the you see, these people they're just demonic. They're demonic, and we let it happen. If you look at it very well, both, I mean, let's be sincere, both the gender, both men and women are not the reason why this thing is like this. But again, everybody has to do what they have to do to survive. It's just survival of the fittest. That is what is going on. But who planned it, who break it, is the government. They are planning it, pushing, making sure. I mean, if you look at it, one thing is, I keep saying it, BOK men are the most strongest, the most powerful being. Look at you, the women as well. Look at you guys. Do you know how many times when I'm on UK platform, I tell them, say, oh, you think everybody's like Africa people? No, you don't have the energy. For the BOK women, you don't match up at all. At all. You guys are very strong. Very, very strong. But guess what? For a man to be able to fight for community.
Oh, you're cutting out,
But
Ola. I'm gonna have to
the
come back
sadness
to
for
you.
them, he cannot perform.
Ola, you're
The
cutting
men
out.
cannot
I'm gonna have to
operate in
come
chaos.
back to you. Sojourn, welcome up. You're gonna be next. Make sure you share the live out.
Yeah, I did that. How you doing?
All right, 1 second. Jazz Doll, what's your thoughts on what Ola said?
Usual bunch of nonsense. The government is not a race. The government is not a people. The government is a group of people who are making laws, and their race just so happens to be YT. She's doing what BLK men do. She don't want to acknowledge that because she does not want to acknowledge that black men allow YT men to destroy the community while they stood by and did nothing. And that's why she doesn't want to acknowledge it. And her husband can be delusional right along with her and think America is not a race of, is not a place or a thing, but it is. And in reality, the Wati man back in the olden days destroyed the community, and Bill came in. Not only did they assist in it, but they sit back and they watched it happen. And instead of them acknowledging it today, they would rather say welfare destroyed our community instead of what they've done. I land.
Can I say something?
1 second.
Um,
Let's go to Sojourn. Sojourn, if you can read out the first question and answer it.
YT men destroyed the black community with BK men in compliance. Yeah, so to answer your question, I do agree. It's particularly looking at the US and the UK, right? I know a fair bit about Black history. I know that Black people in America, sorry, BK people in America have endured so much at the hands of YT people. And BK people used to be doing a lot better for themselves up until like maybe the 80s. Ronald Reagan, you know, all of that stuff that happened, literally trying to assassinate the community from inside out, planting all sorts in the community, destroying the family unit. But I think what happened in particular was that BK people started, mind you, BK men, because they're the ones that led the community, they started being happy to make decisions against the betterment of their own community. You know, they would sell stuff to people in their own communities to get wealthier, blah blah blah. And it so some people began to rise, but as a whole, the people began to fall, right? Then there's all sorts of cultural influences that came in as a result of the YT people, which pretty much just decimated the population. Regardless, BK people as a whole are still rising, right? But if you look at what we used to have, as a whole, I think the BK people are much further back. And yeah, that is down to the YT people. So yeah.
Okay, we're gonna start open panel. This is how open panel works. TikTok friendly language, no profanity. If you have any questions, those on the panel are in the comments. Go ahead and put the name that the question's for and go ahead and write the question and cite the memo on Cash App attached to $5 and your question will be platformed and answered. Other than that, remember, me and my mods, we don't drop anyone. So if you want to have anyone take a break from the panel, send a money pow pow and put their name on the chat. If it's a mod, you can send a galaxy and put their name in the chat. So we're going to start open panel. Everyone keep it under 2 minutes. My show is about standing on business. So we have new people here every day. So reminder, stand on business. Don't hold back on your true thoughts because you're not going to be policed on what you say. I would rather for you to be honest so that we can have a real raw conversation. Let's start open panel with Millie. After her, it's open panel. Please say you land your plane whenever you're done.
Hey, I'm honored to start off. I would like to talk about the point of YT women not respecting BOK women. I feel as though we probably could get somewhere as a community if there was respect placed towards us. But like I said, being as though they just feel as though they can just sleep with our men and halfway raise their babies, you know, we're just sitting back like, okay, we're supposed to respect the Black man, but he, I don't want to say turn, but it's just more so I don't really know how to feel about it because I see there is character over everything for all people. So I feel like if respect is reintroduced, we can move forward as a community, but there's too much lack of respect. Like I said, that everyone wants to be like the BLK woman. I don't care what they try to say. You know, and so with that, if the respect comes right after that, then we could just move forward. But it's just replication and a lot of sideline hate. So it's more so progressing us backwards because if we have more mixed children, then they won't really know their true roots. That's why Lady was so confused. No offense, but you know, you sounded very confused about where you come from. And as a BLK woman, I want to raise children who are proud of where they come from. In our land.
Kind of disagree. Let me say this. I don't need the YT people's respect. I don't think we as black people need their respect to flourish as a community. If we need their respect, then that means we honor them and we look up to them. I don't need a white woman's respect for nothing. She means nothing to me, right? And one of the biggest mistakes that we as black women make is that we think that the YT woman is taking our men. No, the men are freely going over there to YT women. In actuality, it's the black man who is seeking out the YT woman, right? And so that character that you would rather pay attention to instead of what he's actually doing, actually pay attention to that character. Pay attention to what he's doing. Pay attention to who he's giving his money to. Pay attention to who he's marrying, right? So we can't keep ignoring their character. We got to acknowledge that this is the decisions that black men are choosing to make as a group of men. They're seeking out YT women. I don't know if y'all remember, I've been on TikTok for about 5 years now. When it first got big, there was a group chat, a Snapchat group chat from YT women talking about how desperate BLK men are to be with them. How they can urinate in the BLK man's mouth and he would love it. Or how it was so many disgusting things that those YT girls were talking about. And what was the BLK man's response? Oh, no, these must be some black women posing as YT women. And even when they called out the YT girls and doxed them and exposed them and showed their social medias, and the YT girls kind of doubled down, a couple of them apologized, black men still was like, no. They would our snow bunnies would never. So we just got to be more honest, Millie. With this is just who they is. The hold on, stay on mute. The YT woman doesn't owe us anything, and let the BLK man tell it we're not his woman. So we can't even keep saying our men. He says it all the time. He don't belong to us. I land.
Say this. As far as the prompt goes, YT women respect BLK women and assist with building the BLK community by creating the BLK men. Yes, they do. They do not respect us at all. They show it daily. And I just feel like that they come for BLK men as a sign of disrespect towards us. I think that they want this their way of showing that, hey, I can get what you are. And when I say that, what I mean is your nationality or your race. I think that's their level of disrespect for us. I think that's their level of hatred towards us. I think that they really are seeking men who are BLK men who are a little more financially stable now, and they are taking them through hell a lot. Because of the things that they feel like they can they just don't appreciate us. They don't value us. It's just disrespect all the way around. They don't want us to be with BLK men because they feel like we are not worthy of BLK men a lot of times, especially if they're in a more financial position. They I don't know. I just don't think that. I think their level of disrespect is just really, really evident, and it's evident, and I think it's sad, and I think it's we need to take it at face value. We need to see them for who they are, and not, we need to see YT people in general for who they are. Because they don't respect us, they don't like us, they don't want us to accomplish anything, and they would do anything they can to try and bring us down. I land.
I will say that I absolutely agree with, for the most part, the way I see it is, I truly believe black women don't have any allies in any of these races. Even some foreigner women, they all have secret animosity. I do feel like they all want our rhythm, but they don't want our blues. Even with the up and coming the selection that just went up. You know, most of the white women that voted against their own rights too much despise the black women. So like, I really don't really trust any of them for the most part. I feel like we're all we got, and that's why it's better that we all stick together for the most part. And whoever wants to come, they could come, but whoever they don't want to come, we could just leave them behind.
Well, I'm gonna say this because Jasmine was spot on, but the other part of it, because this guy down here at the bottom, Jurion, he want to say that BOK men in America are the last in all African Americans in the world. Man, you should be ashamed of yourself. Like, we not following none of y'all. You see what I'm saying? We not following no BOK unless they in America. If they not no BOK man, we not dealing with, because y'all the one looking at us. We the sent we set the trends. We the trendsetters over here.
Sorry, bro.
No, let
Sorry,
me
bro.
finish.
I
No, let
didn't
me
say
finish.
that.
No, let me finish before you get triggered, and then you can respond. Because that was nonsense that you spit. You see what I'm saying? Now the truth of the matter, I can be real. Do we have some self-inflicted wounds in our community that we have caused amongst ourselves to have our BOK sisters feeling the way they feel about us? Absolutely. So now that starts with accountability amongst ourselves as BOK men and holding other BOK men accountable, and then it'll trickle down from there. But for somebody else on the outside to come in and say, well, we not doing, hey, look, other than that, man, we flexing on everybody else, and you guys know that. Because we not getting online Googling nothing that y'all doing over there. We don't care about what y'all got going on over there at all.
All right. I think it's only right I get the right to respond to that. So first and foremost, sir, I feel like you're very offended, right? And that shows
I'm not offended,
that
sir. I'm
shows
not
how.
offended at all. I'm
Let me
cleaning up your
finish. Let me
mess.
finish. I let you
I'm cleaning
finish.
up your mess.
I let you finish. Now you let me finish. So all of my reflections were an objective statement, an objective assessment, right? It wasn't targeted at you. And the fact that you've been so embarrassed and so triggered by that, it doesn't reflect well on your ability to take accountability as a community, right? So I know you said, oh, you over there and this over here and whatever. Would you believe me if I told you my dad's actually from Texas and my family goes back to Louisiana 400 years, right? That regardless, I know I have a British accent. You can make this about you guys and these guys if you want, but the matter of the fact is I'm black, right? Black on both sides. I come from slavery on both sides of my family. So I see all of you guys over there as my family as well. Even if you don't see me as that, that's okay. But I see the bigger picture, because at the end of the day, if I come over there and I get shot, like, no one's going to be like, oh, he was British, so it doesn't matter. Like, I'm going to be a victim of the same racism, right? And the fact of the matter is, a lot of the issues that you actually got over there, we've got similar strains over here. And if we travel the world and we're victims of racism in different countries, they don't care if you're from America or from Britain, you're still black. But anyway, as I was getting at, right, I'd never said that it's BK American men's fault. That what I was largely getting at is that there's been issues that have come along and the BK men have failed to step up. And that's not something that you need to be offended by. I feel like as men, we need to just accept that some things haven't been to our advantage and figure out how we're going to make it better for the community, rather than always doing the blame game and pointing fingers, right? Like, at the end of the day, that's what Malcolm X would do. That's what Martin Luther King would do. That's what every black civil rights hero was trying to do. They're trying to lead the community in a better direction. They're not just pointing fingers and saying, oh no, but those guys over there are doing worse than us. We set trends. Like, who cares who sets trends, my guy? There's bigger things to worry about than fashion. And like, I'm sorry, like, come on, man. Like, let's step up. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm done.
Okay, guys, we are at 48K, guys. We should be at least 70 or 80K by now. There is a heart by Poetic's name. If you have not heard her today, please do so. Also, please subscribe to her YouTube channel and her TikTok pages. Guys, let's make sure that we're subscribing to the TikTok page so that we can get this out into the newsfeed, and you guys can get all these amazing stickers and playback. Guys, also, make sure that you have heart her today. If you have not, send her daily heart me. If there's a panelist that you want to take a break, send a money pow pow. Also, guys, let's make sure that as we are commenting in the chat, that we are also tapping. Again, guys, we are at 49K now. We should be at least 70 or 80K. Let's make sure that we're tapping, guys, as we are engaging in this, because we know that you're liking it. There are 63 people in the room, so there's no reason we shouldn't be at least 60K, guys. Let's keep going.
I'll talk since y'all are all quiet. I think both of y'all made valid points with what you guys are saying. I agree with Chef that advice from the African man is the last thing I would think anybody would want to do, because the African men are some sell outs. Like, they take raccoonery to a whole nother level, as well as the UK BLK men. Dealing with African men and the UK men would make you think that the American BLK man is a saint, because the raccoonery in both of them is diabolical. However, what Journo said at the bottom, what he was saying was true. It's not about, pointing fingers. It's just about taking accountability as men, and I agree with him wholeheartedly with that. The thing about it is, if neither group of men have shown dominance, have shown any type of loyalty or leadership, right? Millie was talking about respect. The only way that we will garner any respect is if we were to fight back. And we as BLK people, no matter what plot of land you're on, we've never fought back. The men haven't. Never fought back. If anything, the men have done more to assimilate and assist in the tearing down of our community. So I agree with Journal on, it doesn't matter who's pointing the finger at who. Neither one of y'all have done anything to fix our community or build it up. We just had one BLK man drop off and make it how BLK women dress is the bigger issue in our community. So it goes to show why there is no respect, because we don't respect. For one, we don't respect ourselves, and we don't stick up, and we don't look out, and we don't fight back. I land.
I would definitely agree with the whole the BLK men distort the community, because even though the Smugs was put in the community, they actually gave it to their own people instead of selling it to other races or whatever. So that's kind of like what brought the community down as well, because they were selling it to their family members, their friends, their mothers and fathers. And it really, when the BLK women would build up the community, have community outreaches and stuff like that, they would still be selling those Smugs in front of the community, breaking it in and vandalizing it and everything.
Facts. Yeah, I just want to follow up on what Jazz though said. I think it would be a little bit unfair to say that BK men have never fought for ourselves and tried to fight for us as a community, because the successive civil rights movements were a result of BK men trying, right? And although it might not have taken us exactly where we want to be now, all of the liberties that we enjoy now are a result of that. And I know you might not be aware, but there's actually been successive civil rights movements in the UK as well, because I know you think that we were raccoons and stuff. By the way, my dad, anyway, and my mom literally were in the civil rights movement in the UK, and I've been brought up to be very conscious of race and these sorts of things. I can't speak for every BK man here, but I can speak for myself. If you come to the UK, you will not be a victim of the same sort of racism you'll experience in Spain or France or these sorts of places, because we actually fought back in the 60s and 70s. We was very inspired by the Black Panther movement and the civil rights movement in America. Regardless, there's still a lot of issues that we're experiencing today, and we have very far to go. But I think the men of today are a lot weaker than the men of generations way back when. I also feel like we're against more dominant government controls and social media and all of these other influences that are making our job so much harder. And yeah, to tell you the truth, like, I don't know what it's going to take. I really don't. But these sorts of conversations, who knows what could come of it.
Hey,
Talking about
Sojourner, hold on, Mika. I was talking to Sojourner. Yeah, I disagree. Number one, BLK men in the UK are very self-hating. Y'all love for the YT woman
You
makes
can't
black
speak for
men look
all of
like.
us. You can't speak for all of us, though.
Hold on. You just told Chef not to interrupt, so now you don't interrupt me.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I don't have to speak for all of you. I'm talking about as a collective. BLK men in the UK are some of the most self-hating group of men there is. Y'all love for the YT woman over there is diabolical. Let's start there. And the YT man here was stringing us up in trees, unaliving us, tying us to trucks, and dragging us down the street, beheading us, and all type of horrible stuff. And our ancestors' response was to march on Washington. That's the most docile way of fighting back ever. Having a speech about a dream. That's the most docile way of fighting back ever. I don't care what civil rights movement that we had that went through, that's still a very docile way of fighting back. Asking for the YT man permission to pass laws, you think that was a successful way of fighting back? Absolutely not. That was very docile, and that's why he has kept his foot on our necks from America to Africa. To y'all, the Asians got his foot even on the African man's neck over there. So I don't know what land of delusion that you live in, but the same way you decided to study the BLK American culture, oh, I've studied over there as well. So you can miss me with this, oh, the UK, we fight back over here. Y'all are the weakest ones. Y'all are an embarrassment. Let a fat YT woman walk through there, y'all will unalive your own women to get to her. I land.
Thing she said.
you keep talking
Can I just
about
say something, please? Um,
for me you keep talking
um,
about history. You keep talking about history. We can't. History is great, but what about the current and the future? You know, you keep talking about what past BOK men, wonderful past BOK men have done, and that's awesome. But what about the men of today and the future? You know, you got to look at it like this. You know, we got so many BOK men out here, and are not being examples. You know, and they have boys. They have nephews, they have male cousins, but they're not being examples. So, you know, if we're going to talk about good examples, we need BOK men need to be those good examples now. You know, we can always appreciate the past, but we have to live in the current and the future. We can't expect these little boys to try and do great things when they're not being taught to do great things. It is up to the BOK men to be those examples. You know, you can't teach somebody something, and you can't teach somebody something that, but at the same time, you can't teach what you were never taught. So, you know, it's a cycle thing. You know, these BLK men have to position themselves to be able to be teachable so that they can teach our future men what it takes to
I
be
agree.
just
I
that
agree
men.
can I
wholeheartedly.
I
just
land.
can I just say something, please? Here, where we are in England, you cannot be openly racist. It's against the law, right? It doesn't matter who you are. If you're openly racist and there's evidence against you, you get caught. You will be prosecuted, right? You can report. Yeah, where we are, I cannot speak for American. I know you guys are talking about America. I've only been on America a couple of times on holiday. So I cannot comment on the American culture because I'm not American. Do you see what I'm saying? And I do hope whatever is going on in America, that things get resolved. Do you see what I'm saying? Legally here, you cannot be openly racist. You cannot go and do certain things. Your business will get shut down, right? And you will get in trouble with the law. It's illegal, right? And people can report you. You can lose your job. There's a lot to, that you can get in trouble for. So, and here, everyone's mixing in most cities. There's the high number of mixed race people is nearly 5 million now. It's well over 4 million plus in England. And we have our own communities. As a mixed race person, we have our own community, organizations, resources, legally recognized. Do you see what I'm saying? We actually do our own things. So anyone is allowed to go out with whoever they want to go out with. If a mixed race person want to marry another mixed race
What's that
people,
got to do with anything?
we've been talking about that.
Okay,
Yeah.
but we're talking about BK people.
No. Can I speak, please? We've been
Yeah.
talking about that before you came on here. So if anybody wants to date anybody else, they're free to do so. And I don't think we should penalize the people who all these BLK men going out with other races of people or other races of people who likes them as well, who adores them, who wants to go out with them. Everybody, we're all free agent. We're all adults. Everybody can date anybody. Then that's a choice they make. That's a choice. If you make a choice, you're going to go marry an albino. That's up to you. If you made a choice, you're gonna marry a purple orange man. That's up to you. So people have their rights and their choices to do that.
I think the problem is, lady, is that majority of the time when most interracial couples, most biracial kids come from black fathers and white mothers, and 99% of it is rooted in self-hate coming from the father. And then when they have these non-black mamas, they have your ideology, which is problematic. That's where the issue lies. It's like you said earlier, I only take from the good parts of each culture and you ignore the bad. Like I think it was Jasmine or Millie said, you want the rhythm but you don't want the blues. And that's where the problem lies. So most of these relationships are horrible. Statistically, UK biracial children dominate the adoption agency in the foster care because those white teen women who are left single mothers don't want a mixed race child. So she put them up for adoption. So I don't know why you think that's a flex. I don't know why you think that's something to be so braggadocious about, but you need to really drop it. Because like you said, that's not even the conversation anymore. Alan.
In the social services, we have many different race of people, not just biracial children. We have many, many different race of people. We have a lot of even YT kids who parents don't want them, who are
I
not.
didn't say it wasn't. I said that's what's dominating.
Yeah,
The
then
number one children.
I would say if you see anybody struggling, it doesn't matter what color they are and they're human just like you, then it's normal for me as a person to just help somebody out. It doesn't matter the color to me. If they're struggling, if I feel like I'm in a situation I can help them, then I help them.
Lady, are
If
you
you
East,
see
East
if you see a
African?
mixed race family and they don't know how to do their hair, you can give them advice and say, look, your kid's hair, it looks lovely, but why don't you
Your
try this and
questions,
that?
Sojourn.
Lady, are you Habesha?
Sojourn, catch up your
I'm not
questions.
Habesha, I'm mixed
Catch up your
race.
questions. Don't answer questions. Don't answer questions that are being asked if they did not support the platform. So
So as a daughter of a biracial man, my father is Creole. My family is from Texas and Louisiana as well, Journo. I don't. You're trying to pedestalize it as if it's just this so amazing thing, and it's not. It's just two different races of people. Not only do I have a biracial father, but I'm in an interracial relationship. And I don't know why you think this is just some magic that should be upheld, but it's nothing. Ain't nothing power or magical about it. So you gotta chill on that because it's giving anti-blackness, and you are why we don't think a lot of us should mix race. You are why we think having biracial children will fix the gap between black people and YT people. I land.
Okay, I get what you're trying to say, but respectfully, I'm proud being a mixed race. I'm happy being a mixed race. I've got a bunch of mixed race friends who come from the same family, from the same background. Do you see
Alright,
what I'm
I'm
saying?
gonna
And
speak
and they're
after you.
happy. Why should we not be happy for being who we are and being an individual
Sojourn,
regardless of our race?
Sojourn, hold on. If everyone can keep their mic muted, someone has a little small echo. So if you're not the one talking, just mute your mic. It's not that hard, guys. As soon as you're done talking, mute your mic. As soon as you're about to talk, unmute your mic. Lady, could you cam up, by the way?
Alright.
I'd rather not do that.
Lady's
I'll
turn.
just stay anonymous.
In the UK, there's a large mixed race population, right? And to tell you the truth, what Lady said, some of it's true, but to tell you the truth, a lot of them suffer from confusion, right? They they hold it against their white parent for getting with their black parent, and this whole thing where it's like I'm too black for the whites and not white enough for the blacks, and oh, black girls don't like me because during school they all took it out on me, and oh, I can't fit in with those. Like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these people are very confused, and I kind of feel for them, because their mom and their dad didn't know any better. But I'm not gonna front and pretend like they don't have a hard time. Like, I'm not gonna front and pretend like bringing a mixed race child into this world is the best idea you can ever have, because they all seem to go through it, if you ask me. So I don't think that's the go-to to save the world, by having mixed race children. That doesn't really do much good. It doesn't solve any issues. It doesn't make the black community any better off. All it does is eventually put wealth back into the hands of the whitey man, if you ask me. But, who am I to say what people should be doing with their bits and bobs?
Well, let's destroy this myth that these biracial women have it hard in the black community. No, they don't. They're pedestalized in our community. They're seen as the better version of a black woman. Even in black media, even with black movies that come out, they will hire a black father, a black male actor, and go get a biracial woman to be the black woman. I'm a huge Marvel fan. Storm has been played by biracial women not once but twice, and she's a historical African woman. And last time I checked, African women don't have YT mothers. So biracial women don't have it hard in the BLK community because they're pedestalized by the men. Let's be very clear. This is why statistically, biracial women are more married than black women are. So I don't know where y'all keep coming up with this foolishness that they have it hard. Her YT mother is putting it in her head that the BLK girls on the playground are jealous of you because you're pretty, because of your hair. And she grows up with that mindset, believing it. But that's not the reality, right? I have an aunt on my father's side who is passe blanc, which in Creole means she passes for YT, right? But she has the features of a black woman. She's curvy, she's hippie, she has the, I won't say 4C hair, but she has curly hair, and she sounds like a sister. Her phenotype is of a black woman. She just has pale skin and her eyes change colors. My aunt walks through the BLK neighborhood and the men get the drooling over her. So we got to stop this myth that the biracial woman has it hard, because the black man gonna always pedestalize her. Now, where she doesn't have privilege and where she doesn't have power is in the YT community, because the YT man does not fetishize a biracial woman. I land.
I think it's pretty disingenuous of you to say all of those things, because you can't do people like that that's been put into a society and grouped into certain categories just because of who they are. You got to give people grace about that, Jazz Doll, because some mixed race people are very uninformed about the mixings of the races. So you can't just automatically think that her mother is training her to believe certain things. No, she's a fully functional adult going in the world. She can see things within herself. So you just can't say that people just, benefit from that, because that's kind of like what society teaches. A lot of us are
Exactly.
indoctrinated based off of the society. And I'm sorry, can you please let me finish talking, then you can chime in? But you can't really do that, because you got to look at it from the outside looking in. Like, if you're it's just the same thing like with colorism, how a lot of lighter women think that they're better than the darker women, but that's just how some people make it seem to them. So a lot of light-skinned women don't actually believe that. They actually think that darker skinned women are beautiful too. So you can't really kind of come down on somebody that's been put in and grouped into something that they initially had no part of creating.
All right.
I
Tiff,
tell you
hold
this.
on one second. Manny, you just got up here. You need to share the
Yeah.
live out to 20 people. Tiff, share the live out to 20 people. That's why I haven't called on y'all. I believe the mods reminded you in the comments. As soon as you share the live out to 20 people, you can go and answer the first question. Also, right now, we need to be at 100K. We're hitting 2 hours, so we should be getting 50K an hour. So if everyone on the panel and inside the comments can help get the likes up. Also, since I'm giving this mod announcement, it should be Chef R Jazz next. And y'all can just rotate that, just like kind of use ration on when you should go ahead and do a mod duty. So Mika did one last before me, and so I did one. So it should be Chef or Jazz the next time. But everyone viewing the live, you guys can make it easier on me and the mods by continue tapping, contributing to the live goal, and gifting panelists you agree with, and making sure you send the daily heart me if you have not sent it, and also go over to the YouTube and subscribe so you can watch these lives
Oh,
later.
you got a YouTube?
Manny, please give me 1 second. Yes, I do, but give me 1 second. So you guys go into the comments and you will get all the information. Mods will be dropping mod duties. Chef, if you can help out more with mod duties in the comments. I see Mika and Jasmine's been doing it. Tiff, everyone should be adding should be adding the new guests and making sure they share. So I see Manny shared. I'm just waiting for Tiff to share the live out. So Manny, you can go first. You read out the first question and answer it, and then you can respond to anything else you want to respond to.
YT man. I don't give a care about them because we dealing with a battle daily with the YT. I ain't gonna talk about me. I'm talking about supremacy. The YT hold the whole hand on YT supremacy. That's what I'm on. And I'm not gonna talk about black women on the YT panel. And when I'm talking about panel, I'm talking about the YT hand that promote this shit. I'm not finna talk about y'all. Yeah, they make money. Yeah, black men make money talking about black women. Y'all can see that. Y'all can see that. Do your research. Y'all can see that. Black men turn into coons for money.
Raccoons, you gotta talk TikTok.
Yeah, raccoons. Turn into raccoons for money. But yeah. How long I make enough money to sustain my family, my 2 kids and my wife, I'm good. I'm good for life. I'm good for life. And as long as I can make some money like that, and I ain't gonna talk down on my black women. And they call me a simp. They call me, yeah, you whatever you want to call me. I don't give a damn. Whatever you want to call me, I'm sustained. I'm sustained with my black wife, with my black kids. I'm sustained. I got enough paper to quit my job for 6 months and still have it. So I'm gonna say this. Fuck what the black men talking about our black women. Forget all these black men that talking about our black women, and then you are black and you stupid motherfuckers trying to get on here and talk about.
Let's remember that we cannot use profanity on and off the panel, guys. Green hearts in the chat. Green hearts in the chat.
It's the truth.
Can speak.
It's the truth.
Hey, don't do that.
I ain't lying, man. It's so many
I
panels
wasn't
out there.
talking to you. Go ahead and finish your statement.
But yeah,
Tiffany, you need to stay muted till your call down. We're not doing too much today.
I'm not finna be part of these black men that talk about black women all day, every day, just to get some funds and just to get their name up. Man, I don't care. I love my black women. I got a black mama, and I got a black father somewhere out there, cause I don't know my father. But I got black mothers, and I got black aunties, black uncles. Yeah. And they stand 10 toes and they take care of what they take care of. And they don't suffer for what they got to say. And I'm one of them. I'm one of them in the new generation. I'm in my 30s. You feel me? And people gravitate to that. Bashing women bashing men. I'm not for that. I'm not for that. I'm for with the fist. I got the fist up in the air.
That's what's up.
I got the fist up in the air. And we not gonna we can't do that. We can't do that to each other. Everybody already see it.
All right, Manny, let
And
me
then
ask you a question. Hold on.
how you think they treat.
Let me ask you a question, and then we're gonna go back to open panel. Matter of fact, we'll go to open panel once we get to 60K. Ain't nobody tapping the live. I'm not sure what's wrong with everybody's fingers. Today and yesterday, the likes been going slow. Manny, what's your thoughts on us? BOK men procreating with white T women so that they can help fix the BOK community. Is having more mixed children the answer in helping our community? Manny, you can unmute your mic and answer that. All right.
No, it's a no. It's a no. It's a no. And I understand that people love each other and all that. I understand that. I understand that part. Whatever color you is, that's how we get down. We get down. We accept other colors, but they don't accept us. We accept other colors. So I get down. I don't all the way get down with how they move. But if you discarding the black woman, fuck you, and fuck a woman.
No profanity. No profanity. Lady, what's your thoughts on what Manny said?
I do agree with him in regards to if people are respecting black women, they're doing bad things. I do agree on that. No one should go around respecting women, just especially black women. I don't think they should do that. So I strongly agree with that. But the swearing part and angry part, I don't. I just feel like men should build their community wherever they're from. It doesn't matter where you're from, what country, whichever community.
You're not from us. You're not from us. So
I am.
shut up. You're not from us.
You don't need to be rude to me. I'm not rude to you.
Mika, you need to check my last message in the mod chat. Go ahead, lady.
Yeah, so whichever community you belong to, you should be proud as a man to build it. Help your neighbor, help your community, help the women in your community. So that's just my take on it. Men should be responsible.
Yeah, where your help at? Where your help at?
Be a good leader. I'm not speaking rudely to you, please. Be a good leader.
I'm not
right?
I'm not
Set
trying to
good
be rude to you.
example, and then
Where
lead
your
the
help at?
group.
Where your help at?
Can
Where
I
your help
speak,
at in your
please?
community?
Well, lady, well, Manny, let her finish, but I know you hear him. He said that you're not us.
I never said I was American. I'm not American, no.
No, he means BOK.
I am BOK.
Go ahead, continue.
I am African. I'm African BOK. I'm mixed race. Yes, I am. No, you're not American. You're not BOK, man. What about
No,
that?
you're not. No, you're not.
You're not BOK American.
I can
man.
tell
You
by
like
your
that?
accent. I can tell by your accent you are not.
Yeah, I
us.
live in England.
She's Habisha.
Well,
I can
stay
tell.
in England. Stay in
Wow.
England and fix England.
Yeah, but that's where I am. I'm happy where I am. Did I complain that I'm not happy where I am?
So why wouldn't you cam up then when it was asked?
Because I don't want to have a choice, a freedom of choice.
Because
Without
she's
attack.
fake. That's
I'm
a
not
fake.
attacking
That's
anybody
an
here.
imposter.
No, it's not about
She
being
is an
fake. You were
imposter.
rude.
She
You were
is an imposter
swearing.
in
You
our
were
community.
swearing. No, you were
Yeah,
swearing.
we out
You
of
were
y'all.
rude. I didn't swear at you. That's not
We're
nice.
not. We're not. We're
You
not.
just went
We're not.
against what
We're
you
not that.
said. You just went
Yeah.
against what you said. Nobody should just respect
Look
black
what you
women. And you
said.
respected me. I don't
Look
feel
how I
so.
talk. Look how I talk, and look how you talk. It's a difference.
Yeah, I'm not American.
Let me say
I'm not
this.
going to have the same accent as
Hold
you.
on. Let's let lady finish what she was saying.
So he's saying, oh, people shouldn't respect black women. You just respected me. You just swore at me. So
You
how are
ain't
you
black.
following
You
your
ain't
own
That's
rule
black.
true,
like
You
that?
ain't.
though.
You ain't
That's
black.
true.
What
You're
I'm
not.
talking about.
You're being
You
disrespectful.
ain't what
You
I'm
swore
talking
at
about.
me when I did
You
not
ain't
swear
what I'm
at you.
talking
You
about.
are rude.
You ain't what I'm talking
That was
about.
my whole
But
point.
Manny,
Lady.
You're
but
rude.
Manny,
You're a very rude
shouldn't you
man.
respect her as well, though, bro? Shouldn't you be respecting her?
All right, when I'm talking, you have to be quiet.
And you not that either.
Manny, hold on. When I'm talking, you have to be quiet. I don't know if y'all don't understand that. So, lady, the thing is, that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. He's saying that when he's protecting BOK women, he's not talking about you. His perspective is you're not part of BOK. So that's what I was waiting for you to respond to. But go ahead and finish.
Be okay. I'm an African, yeah, with clan and tribe. Okay,
That
I'm
don't mean nothing.
my clan, yeah, but I'm not American. When I came on here, I specifically said I'm not American. I've only been to America
Well,
a few times
stop
on
speaking on
holiday,
American issues.
and that's it. So I have is a public panel. I have a right to be here just like everyone else. You're here, so I could be
You don't
here.
have a right to speak on
Of
us.
course, I will speak. Of course, I will.
How can
It's not
you
your
speak on
panel. It's
us
not
if
your
you're not
panel.
American?
Stop picking on me. I'm not the one. Go away.
Yeah,
Okay?
I'm with the one for
That's your
everybody.
problem,
Anybody
not
on this
mine.
panel?
If you want to fight, go fight with someone else. Stop fighting
Yeah,
with a
you
woman.
don't even have the accent. I can
Stop
talk like
fighting
you.
with a woman.
I
I'm
can
not
talk like you, and
interested.
you are not the accent
I'm
that
not
I
interested.
am.
Leave me alone. I'm not interested in your
Yeah,
little
well,
bickering,
if you want us to leave
argument,
us alone, stop
Okay,
dysfunctional.
joining on the
all
panel.
right. We're gonna move on.
Stop jumping on.
Manny,
Stop
hold
jumping
on.
on the panel.
Hold on. Chef, what's your thoughts on the exchange between Lady and Manny? Chef Q, are you there?
Yeah, so I get where Manny coming from. I mean, I don't disagree. I mean, because his opinion is valid. Because I was kind of questioning it myself. And then when you made the statement, I wanted to see her, but she wouldn't do it. So that was what it was. And I don't necessarily think, that she can't have a voice on being able to speak, because she does have a unique perspective with her. I mean, I don't want to discredit that she don't have BOK in her, but it's sketchy to me. And so I don't disagree with what Manny's saying. A lot of what she's saying is coming from.
Chef, it come to a time where these damn all foreign voices and all that, and they don't talk like us and all that. Yeah, we gotta separate them too, because they probably got another objective. So, and I know my objective is black first. Anybody else is black first. It's black first in the countries, in the country, and that's called American. Yeah, I come from that. My grandma still tell me stories today about sharecropping. They ain't got that story. They ain't got none of that. So when it come to with my black people, yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it, and I'm strong with it too. I'm strong with it. With the damn foreign. Yeah, I am not. And the other. Yeah. Whatever. Stay out our lane. Let us get our own damn lane. We already done paved it. Well, our ancestors done already paved it. So we gonna stand 10 toes down with it. I'm not finna join with these foreign ass accents, and they don't even know what the hell they talking about. They don't even know the struggle. We can at least one thing black people can do. We know
Well,
our
Manny,
sympathy.
why you just
We
say
know our
something to?
sympathy.
Well,
We
Manny,
know our sympathy.
Manny, I'm talking.
Don't nobody else know our.
Why did
One
you
second,
just
buddy.
say? Why did you just say something to Lady but not Sojourn?
Well, I haven't even been given the opportunity to speak.
I don't know who the fuck Sojourn is. I said something to Lady. I don't know what Sojourn said.
Okay, well, Sojourn
Manny,
has
you
an
gotta stop.
accent
You gotta
too.
stop using that profanity on this panel.
Sojourn
We
has
don't.
I
an
can't lie,
accent
Manny,
too.
though.
You
Here's
guys
the
can't
thing.
talk the same time as me. That's
Here's
not
the
helping. It's just going to be all of us talking over each other. Sojourn,
Cause they fake.
Sojourn, what's your thoughts on what Manny said to Lady? Sojourn, you can unmute your mic now.
All right, cool. First of all, whether you see her as black or not, right? I feel like you should have the respect to talk to a woman a certain type of way, regardless of whether she's black American or not.
Accents.
If you consider yourself the man that you are in your community, right, then you should be setting an example. That's something that a lot of men these
Where
days
you from?
don't
Where
seem
you
to.
from? Where you from?
Again, you're deflecting the point. You're missing the
Pass out
point,
for
sir.
questions. Let him finish.
Like you just want to deflect and point fingers back, and that, to be honest, bro, like you need to acknowledge
Yeah, let's be honest,
that's a
bro.
feminine trait, bro. You understand the fact that you can't actually
Y'all need
stand
to
on
check
something.
Mika and Jasmine. Check my last message because right
Nigga, we
now
don't
you
even
guys
talk like that.
you
We
can't say
don't even
the
talk
N
like
word. Y'all not
My
checking
guy,
my last
have
message.
you ever read him?
Y'all must didn't check my last message because y'all keep doing stuff and y'all must not be checking my last message. So please check the last message I shared inside the mod chat. Let's go to Taffy. Taffy, if you could read out the first question and answer it.
Okay, YT men destroyed the black community with black men in compliance. I would say in some sorts, yeah. I mean, they really didn't do nothing about it besides the marching and all that. And they let a lot of stuff go on for years, so I would say yes. But the main reason why I joined was the mixed comment because my family, I come from a mixed family. My grandfather was YT, and we do get it bad on both sides. Can you imagine having racism in your own family? It's part of the family we'll never get to see. It'll be when we're kids riding with my YT aunt, and she's saying those N words, and me and my siblings are looking at each other like, you know what I'm saying? That is confusing as a child. So yes, in some ways we have issues growing up. My mom used to say they used to pull her hair and bully her just because she was mixed race. So yes, we had it bad too. It doesn't matter what complexion you are, just as a black person in general, whether you're mixed or not, we still go through stuff too. It's not always good. I've had instances too as a child for being mixed race. That's
So
all I
is your
really.
dad be okay?
Huh?
Is your dad be okay?
Yes.
And your mom's be okay in YT?
Yes, in native.
Okay.
You're an octoroon. That's the same thing I am. That does not make you mixed
Hold
race.
on, Jazz Doll. Hold on. Wait
Girl.
1 second.
Yes, it does
Wait
because
one
of my.
second, because I was asking her questions. I was having a one-on-one with her. So, you probably are more BOK in passing. You probably have more BOK phenotypes, but I understand what you're saying. You're saying you had to deal with the confusion within your family because some of them were racist, so it was hard. I get what you're saying, but did you want to expound, Taffy, and then it's open panel?
That's what I just was saying. Yes, it is. It's still mixed race within my family. Yeah, I know I'm more passing, but my mother's way more lighter than me. And we do have YT people in our family. And some we will never get to see, and some never deal with us, or we met and they were like, the way they treated us was different from the other kids. So, yes, we do go through it too. That's all I'm saying. And I'm
Let
done.
let me
So
say
what
this.
you
Let me
claim?
hold
What
on,
you claim?
Manny. Hold on. I started talking. Here's the thing. So that's an octoroon, which means you have a biracial parent and a fully black parent, or you have a biracial parent and a fully YT parent. Whichever solid parent you have, is what you most likely will take, most likely what your blood is. I don't understand how Taffy is gonna live vicariously through her mother, but she phenotypically doesn't even look biracial. And that just doesn't make any sense. And I don't agree with her, and I sure as hell didn't agree with Jasmine, who put on a cape for a lady who's came up here with the most ignorant message that could come out. And I see why Manny is on her neck the way he is. And I don't disagree with what the things that he's saying. She is not black. She has a biracial father and a non-black mother. That is not a black woman. That makes no sense at all. Make literally no sense at all. Now, me and Taffy, who have black on both sides of our family, we're black women. That's two different things. This woman is the opposite of us. That's not a biracial. That's a whatever her mama is. I land.
I just say I belong to my clan.
No, you can't say nothing. Hold
No,
on.
I will.
Hold
I
on, hold on,
belong
hold
to
on. Let
my
me finish. Let me
clan.
finish.
I belong to
You
my
can't say nothing.
tribe in
If
Hold
Africa.
on,
you can't be black.
wait. She was talking first. The way open panel goes, whoever talks first goes. So it's her turn. If you want to drop her, you can send a money pow
She
pow.
can't black.
Other than that, if you're not sending a money pow pow, you have to let people land. Go ahead, lady.
Okay, I'm not claiming America. I only go there on holiday. I'm not American. I'm not claiming black. I'm claiming African. I'm African. Yeah, with land, clan, and tribe. Okay? So whatever you want to come up with, you're not my family member. I know my family member. I know my grandparents. I know my land, right? I know my ancestral home and history. You're not me. So I'm an African
Wait.
mixed race person.
When you say you know your ancestral lineage and your
My
history,
land, my culture.
your
Yes.
land, your culture, is that a diss to be okay with people?
No,
Because they were
It's not.
taking.
It's not
Hold on,
this.
I'm gonna finish what I'm saying. It seems like that was a sneak diss to be okay women and be okay people.
It
Because
was.
let me finish what the fuck I'm saying. Stop interrupting me. So, Green Heart's in the chat. Damn, I done said that nicely like 20 times to stop interrupting the host. So, like I was saying, it seems like that was a sneak diss saying that I know my ancestry, I know my land and my culture. It sounds definitely like a sneak diss to Black American people. You can go ahead and expound and then it's open panel.
I'm not dissing anybody. I don't know that much about American culture. I keep saying it. I'm not American. I don't know how things. I've only been there on holiday. I'm saying he
No,
kept referring.
hold on. You don't have to know a lot about American culture to know that Black Americans were brought here on slave ships. Like now you're being disingenuous. Go ahead and
Let her
finish.
finish the whole conversation before
Let
you
me
interrupt.
explain.
Tia, wait 1 second. You just came up, shared the live out to 20 people. We'll get you in a moment. But like you got to know that history about Black Americans, even if you don't know the full history. You have to know
Yeah,
it.
because I'm listening.
Don't let her go ahead. Don't let her go ahead.
Go ahead, lady.
There's so many things I want to say, but I've been told American people, right, by BLK American people on TikTok, and the ones I've met that they're indigenous to America. That's their land. Right? That's what I've been told. That's what I know, that they're the original people of America. This is what I have learned from the BLK people in America. They're not from anywhere else, that they own America. They own the land. That's all I know. And from what I'm saying, this man is accusing me that I'm not
Even the ones who are indigenous to America, they still were enslaved. They still got their culture and their land taken. So that was my point.
yeah, but to
The ones
me,
who
it's
are
not a
indigenous.
diss, because what I'm responding to, he's saying to me, "Oh, I'm not a black person. I'm not an African person, but I am an African person." And I try to explain, I am an African person with land, tribe, culture, and ancestry. So you cannot come and tell me who I am. You're not my family. You're not my parents. You're not my ancestor. You're not the people from my clan or my tribe.
Y'all sold us though. Go
That's
ahead.
what I'm trying to say to you. I have my own clan, tribe, culture, everything. And then
I
you're
don't think her
telling me I
tribe
don't.
sold you, by the way. She's East African. She's from Habesha.
I'm not Habesha.
She's
I know
from
the
she's
The
from
Habesha,
northern,
she's
the
from
northern
Nipsey's
but
place.
I'm not Habesha.
Nipsey Hustle. That's her people.
No, that's not my people. That's not
It
my
is.
tribe.
She's
I'm
Do
not
you
from
Habesha.
know?
there.
Do you know about the Gold Coast?
Yeah.
Go ahead
The
and
Grain
call on
Coast.
me.
Do you know about? Do
That's
you
what
know
y'all
about
Cash
that?
call on
out
me.
for questions.
Hold on, let me say this. Y'all should not call on me in the comments and mods. Please don't do that because I hate when other people do it. And so my mods should already know. If it's open panel, it's open panel. I'm not gonna be calling on people.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gotta get in where you fit in.
And I say fuck
Yeah,
the
I'm waiting for
Africans.
you to share the live
Oh,
out.
wow.
Personally
Really?
on
I'll
this
say
panel.
I'll say fuck the Africans.
We all adults here.
We
Stop
built. Well,
cursing on this
ain't
panel.
nobody came over here.
It sounds like
Ain't
she got
nobody
beat
came
up,
over
Share
here.
the
but the
live
question
out.
didn't
And
move. She
Tia
sounds
share the live out. And Manny, stop using profanity.
Hold
Open
on, man.
panel.
Manny,
All right, poet lady.
I don't think you know your
Manny,
own
hold on.
history because lots of
What's up?
Africans went over
Hold
there,
on,
by the way.
Sojourner, 1 second. Manny, I
What?
100% agree with what you're saying. I feel like though you're being a little too aggressive on the panel. So just pull it back in intellectually without cursing. Get your point across.
All right.
Because your point won't get heard if you just cursing nonstop. So
Thank
go
you.
off, but just do it in a more respectful manner.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right.
In a more respectful manner. Hey,
Say
we
something to you,
African.
Miss
We
Jazz
African.
Doll.
We
Hold on,
we.
Manny. Hold on, Manny. Let me say something to you, Miss Jazz Doll. I can say whatever I want to say. I can say whatever I want to say and take up for whatever opinion that I have on this pain. You know what I noticed about you, Jazz Doll? You is a 52 fake out ass person because you ain't no different than these black men that come up here on these panels and always trying to talk about the you don't like the white woman but you going with the white man, and then you up here talking about the black man trying to get with the white woman. So miss me with the bull crap, girl. You always trying to come up and talk about somebody caping for somebody. Baby, I could say whatever I want. Like I said, you can't come up here and try to invalidate somebody else's experience.
Thank you.
I don't even know who you are. It sounds. It sounds. Hold on, Manly.
Jazz the
Hold on,
You know who
dog.
Manly.
I am. You know
Manly. One
exactly who
second.
I am.
Manly. 1 second. 1 second. I don't know who you are. It sounds kind of obsessed with me. I'm not with a YT man. So get your facts together before you have an envious spirit,
She
sweetheart.
didn't
Because
say.
I
She
don't know
didn't say.
you.
She
Hold
didn't
on,
say you
Manly.
was a
Manly.
white
Manly.
man.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to her.
I'm
So
talking to
like I said,
you.
if you're gonna cape for an anti-black American woman, if that's what you're gonna cape for, then you the stupid fool, because this woman has not said anything that should make you want to put on a cape and be Captain Save a fool, right? She wouldn't cam up because
Jasmine,
that's not.
Jasmine, we're
Hold
not
on,
gonna do that. We're not
hold
gonna
on.
do
No,
that.
no, y'all did not interrupt her when she was coming at me, so I'm gonna come back at her ass. So like I said, if she gonna throw on a cape for an anti-black American woman, then I'm gonna come at her. She's a fool for sitting up here trying to cape for this woman, and this woman has done nothing but spat out anti-black stuff about American people. So she can miss me with that. And like I said, I don't know who you are. The fuck? Oh, let me go on mute.
Oh, Jazz dog. Please,
Black.
y'all, please don't do that. Don't argue with each other. Don't argue with each other.
I said
Please,
what I
please
said,
don't do
and I
that.
can say what I want to say.
Okay,
As
you
I
said
said
what
to
you
you,
said,
you the one up
and
here
she
always
said what
trying
she
to talk
said.
about the black. Manny, would you please be quiet?
Yes,
Dang.
I wish Manny let somebody else speak.
Kia,
You
Let
know
hold,
let me
exactly
finish
who I
the
hold
am.
on,
bill
hold
sentence.
on,
Don't try to
1
pretend.
second. Everybody mute for a minute. Hold on, I need to chime in. First of all, Kia, why haven't you shared the live out to 20 people? Everyone does when they come up.
Me, I am sharing the live out.
That's why they're muting you
It's
because
me and
I'm
you.
talking, and that's why they're muting you because you haven't shared the live yet.
Oh, okay.
All
Thank
right,
you.
once you share it to 20 people, we'll get you in.
Okay.
Secondly, Manny, you have to stop using profanity, and I don't need you to be a mod on the panel unless you're going to be modding every day. So stop policing the panel. I will police, but I don't police. I let people be who they are and stand on business. But we do need to get the likes up while we're listening, everybody. Panels
Stand
open.
on business.
Jasmine, let me say this right quick. Jasmine is entitled to say what she feels. There's nothing wrong with her opinions and thoughts. It is a lot of things that are said on this panel that I and everyone else do not agree with. But I just don't think that it was appropriate the way you came at her, because you came at her first. So yeah, she defended herself. She did, and just like anyone else on this panel would. But I kind of agree with Jasmine because I feel like you. Sometimes I feel like you play up the both sides a little bit, and I'm being honest. And it's not because of you and I issue. It's just what I hear and what I believe. I think that it is. I don't know. To me, you kind of come off as a little bullyish sometimes.
I know. I'm a black
Be
man.
quiet. I'm talking. And you can't bully people and expect them not to retaliate or come back at you. That's not what this panel is about. We're not on here to
Y'all
bully.
stop
We're here to.
over muting. If y'all gonna drop somebody, drop them, but stop over muting. Thank you.
We are here to talk, debate, and discuss and give our honest thoughts and opinions. So, Jasmine is a mod. So, there should be a higher level of respect. And I hate to say it like that, but, we got to respect the mods and the host at all times. So, I do feel like you did come at her first and she defended herself.
Okay, I gotta chime in now. Don't put me in it on y'all squabbles. Don't put me in it. Secondly, everyone stands on business, even the mods. So if you gonna take up for Jazz, just do that and stand up on business. Don't put me in it. Don't
Okay.
make it seem like it's a rule. Y'all
Okay.
just stand on business.
I stand
Let
on
me finish.
business.
Let me finish.
Can I talk?
Can I finish? And then you can say
Yeah.
what you need to say.
Yeah.
So, Jastar, I think you were out of line when you came at her anyway. There's one thing to have a debate, but the way you came at her, I understand why Jasmine came for you. I do. And I think, again, it was inappropriate. So let's try to be respectful of each other, even if we don't agree with each other, even if we may not be feeling each other. Let's always try to be respectful, because this panel is a group of grown people giving their honest thoughts and opinions. So we may not like what is being said by the person, but at the same time, let's respect one another. And I'll land.
First of all, I did not disrespect Jasmine.
It's my turn.
I
It's my
disagree with.
turn. It's my turn,
She disagreed with what I had to say, and then I
Jazz
responded. Manny,
dog.
1
It's
second.
my turn.
Manny, 1 second. No one's talking to you. Calm down.
But it's my turn. It's my turn.
No, it's not. Number two, she disagreed with what I said when I wasn't even talking to her. I was talking to a lady. So then I responded to her. And I'm going to stand on what I said, whether she's a mod or she's not a mod. I really don't care. Like I said, if you are caping for a woman who is anti-Black American, then you're a fool. If that means that I'm having double standards because I'm engaged to a non-Black man, so be it. I don't get up here being fake. I've had the
A
same.
fake ass bitch. You don't.
Your mama a
You
fake
all
ass
you do
bitch.
is spit
Your mama
bull
fake
crap
ass
Reddit.
bitch. You ugly
Jazz
ass hoe.
doll. You
Fuck
walk
you, bitch.
around here with them.
Fuck you,
I'm
bitch.
That's why I
surprised
wanted to
eyebrows
talk.
Fuck
talking
you,
about
Yeah, I
bitch.
go.
And I'ma
you just
stand
like the
on it.
black man
And I'ma
when it comes
stand
down
on
to
it.
the
And
white
I'ma
woman.
stand
You
on it.
missing with
I'ma
that bull
stand
crap,
on it.
Jazz
I'ma
doll.
stand on it. And I'ma
And I'm
stand
gonna
on it.
stand on what
You
I
mad
said,
ass
like I
hoe.
said.
You sound like you a jealous, bitter ass bitch. I
What
don't
the
give a
hell
fuck
do
what
I
you
gotta be
talking
bitter
about.
for? You think I'm bitter for you?
Yeah,
Girl,
bitch, you a bitter
please.
ass hoe. I don't even know who the
Girl,
fuck
what
you
would I be
are.
bitter for?
I
I
don't
Go
ain't
even know
ahead.
got
who
to
the
be
fuck
bitter
Mute
you
for
them.
are.
nothing.
Mute them.
I don't
Girl,
even know
Mute
you
who the
ain't
them.
fuck
got
you are.
nothing. Let me tell you,
I
you
don't
ain't
even
got
know who the fuck
nothing
you
that I
are. You
would
sit up here caping for a
Mute
bitch
them, poetic.
that don't like
nothing
you.
at all.
You sit up here caping
Girl,
for a bitch that don't like you.
let me tell you something.
You
All
sit
right,
Things you
all
say,
right,
I
all
would
right,
you
never
y'all.
be
sit
I'm
up
bitter
here
about to
for
talking
a
get
about
chick
in.
like
Okay,
you.
okay. Wait 1 second, y'all, because can we get some green hearts in the chat, and can we like the live? Remember, I don't drop anybody, so if y'all want to drop someone, y'all send a money pow to drop them. Manny, stop telling people to be quiet. If you want to drop somebody, you could have sent a money pow. Put your money where your mouth is. Kia, go ahead and answer the first question. Read it out and answer it.
He was screaming and hollering. I didn't hear the first question. Can you
It's on the
repeat it?
prompt. Could you read out the prompt and answer it?
Please.
Read out the prompt and answer it.
I didn't hear the question.
Read out the prompt and answer it.
I'll drop money for you, but I won't drop money for them arguing ass
Send a
females.
money gun if you want to drop anyone off the panel, Manny. If you want people to be quiet, you could drop them. Other than that, stay on mute. Kia, go ahead and read out the first question and answer it. This girl act like she wanted to talk so much. Now it's her turn to talk and she can't talk. That was the weirdest thing ever. We're going to go back to open panel. Let's start open panel with Sojourn. Sojourn is on you.
What's up? I'm here.
All right, I
Yeah.
don't know how to do open panel. Let's start open panel with Taffy.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm here. Yo, I'm here, man.
I'll let you go. You go ahead, Sojourn.
right. So what do I start open panel with? You want me to start with one of the topics?
Thank you, Germology. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for the subscription. If I call on you and got nothing to say, I don't know what to say either, because you're
I
up here
got
on the
something to say,
panel to
but you keep
talk.
on me.
So, talking, welcome up. If you could share the live out to 20 people, you'll be next. Let's start open panel with Lady.
I think what's been said here is it's just quite heated argument. But I do think people needs to just be a lot kinder in it. Do you know what I mean? To one another and not argue so much. I think that would be appreciated, you know? That would be a start. That's all for now.
Manny, do you think I'm black?
Cash out for questions.
Yeah.
Sojourn, I dropped you because like you're not catching on and it's weird. I don't know
Because
what's so
everyone spent the
hard.
last
What's
half
so
an
hard?
hour
I have
arguing
8
like
panelists
children.
here. I have 8 panelists here. I don't know what's so hard about starting a conversation. Like we're all adults. So if I call on you, just go ahead and talk.
I'm saying though, this shit is ridiculous. How the women
Manny,
are.
I'm not calling on you right now.
All
Let's
right.
get the likes up to 80K. If you haven't sent a daily heart me, please do.
So what
Sojourn couldn't even catch on. I don't know what's
I
going
want
on.
to say
No,
is,
just mute up for now, because you just irritated me. I ain't gonna lie. Talking, welcome up. If you could read out the first question and answer it.
Okay, white tea men destroyed the BLK community with black men in compliance. Yeah, it was so crazy because earlier today I was watching a documentary on the welfare program that was initiated in the 60s and how BLK women organized themselves, the same BLK women that were recipients of the program. After a while, they organized themselves in different cities to combat that program because of the atrocities that it did to the BLK families. So yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but white tea men are a part of Congress, and Congress are the people that pass a lot of legislation that directly impacts the BLK community. And, you know, using welfare as an example, a lot of people like to blame BLK women and say that they accepted that incentive. But one of the policies of that incentive was that the BLK man could not be in the home. And after watching that documentary that gave like real life footage into the lives of those black women recipients, you know, a lot of the BLK men, they did not protest that. They did not organize themselves. They did not advocate against that. And I saw the BLK mothers organizing themselves while they were recipients of that and going down to congressional leaders and telling them that this is wrong what they're doing to the community. But then in the same breath, seeing a lot of BLK men simultaneously.
We was getting killed, ho.
Give me,
Go ahead.
did you call
Wait,
me a
how
hoe?
you going? You cannot say that word. You gotta say unalive. Manny, I'm gonna drop you if you don't
Did he
get
call
it.
me a
You
hoe?
need to
What is
use,
going
yeah,
on?
he did. He called you a hoe too. You need to use TikTok friendly language, Manny. And I'm surprised that nobody dropped him with a money pow
We
pow.
was getting killed,
I
Jezebel.
don't. You gotta say unalive. I usually
Baby,
don't
be
even
careful with your words.
comment on drops,
Don't.
but it's crazy to me that nobody
No, I'm standing
that
up for black men.
it
I'm
just
standing
don't
up.
make sense that people that like my platform ain't even contribute just a money pow pow to get some of this weird stuff off the panel. Cause y'all know my rules. I don't drop people. And
Weird.
my
And you know
mods,
it's
no, cause you're not following the rules. I ain't gonna lie. I don't drop people. My moms don't drop people. But if you disrespect me, I will drop you. Other than that, I operate my life a certain type of way so people don't feel police.
you
But
know
I
that's a
don't.
lie. You
Hold
know that's a
on, and that goes for you too, Manny. If you want someone drop, you can send a money pow pow also. But talking. Go ahead and finish what you're saying.
Just put it out here. If I don't know anybody and you don't know me, please do not disrespect me because it shows a high level of uneducatedness. It shows a high level of a lack of intelligence. So please do not come for me because I don't know you. And the last thing that you want to get into it is with a woman that deals in words because all I need is your picture. Like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by a degenerate. These men, the BLK men, never organized themselves and never
We was
protested.
getting hung.
They
Do you
never
know that?
protested. They
We
never
was getting
protested.
hung.
They complied. They left their homes and they continued to procreate and migrate. They continue to procreate and
We
migrate
was
and
getting hung. Do you
populate the
understand
community.
that? Do you
And they
understand?
left their
You gonna skip
homes. They
over that?
complied.
You
They
gonna
were
skip over that?
compliant. So
You
the
gonna skip
first
over
prompt
that?
when it says YT men destroyed the BLK community with black men in compliance, compliance is a strong word because unfortunately a lot of them complied and they left their homes. But to add insult to injury, a lot of them wasn't just creating one child and leaving. They were recklessly creating multiple children
What was your grandma
and
doing?
complying with that system.
What
So
was
I
your
would have
grandma
to
doing?
agree with that prompt.
What was your grandma doing?
Relax, ma'am. Calm down, ma'am.
No.
I
Let's
get
drop
that you. I
mod
get that you with the
announcements. You need to
girls.
cash out for questions also, Manny. Did you land your plane?
I landed.
Okay, it's open panel. Let's start open panel with Jazz Doll.
Can you start open panel?
Oh, I find it ironic that a woman can come on this panel and be anti-Black American and distance herself, not know where she's from and know who she is, and she gets a level of protection from Black American women on this panel. That is so ironic to me. But since I'm a problem, the next time these BLK men are tearing into Black women, I will stay silent and let them shred the Black women apart. Because to me, that this is like the third time I have tried to take up for Black women, and then yet I get attacked by said Black women, which is problematic. Because anybody know that what Lady is saying is problematic. And somebody who not only has biracial people in my family, but was raised by a biracial parent, no, what I'm saying is true. Now, I'm not saying that there are not some biracial women who may have faced some jealousy from BLK women, but that's not the majority of their experience. So for her to come up there and throw Black women under the bus and yet have said Black women attack me or attacking her for saying it, that's foreign to me. I land.
Man, fuck
Jazz
these.
doll, jazz doll, jazz
No,
doll,
no,
jazz doll.
can I
Yeah,
can
I'm
I
Manny, you need
talk?
to stop
talking mute.
using
I kept
profanity.
getting
I'm talking
muted. I kept
first.
getting muted.
Mute. Jazz doll.
Poetic,
No one's attacking
poetic,
you.
for real,
Manny,
man.
Jazz doll.
you need to stop using profanity. Let Mika go. Maybe you can go if you stop using profanity.
Jazz doll. No one was attacking you. You made a statement. It was addressed. You didn't like how. Can I finish? Can I finish? Please. Respectfully, can I finish? You made a statement. You didn't like how it was
Well, hold on,
addressed.
Mika. Manny, you've been dropped with a money pow pow. Again, Manny, you have been dropped with a money pow pow.
Bye,
If anybody
bitch.
wants to save,
Bye.
no profanity, you guys. If anybody wants to save Manny's spot, just send anything higher than a money pow pow. Manny, you can also save your spot if you're not having any financial issues. Just send anything higher than a money pow pow and get your spot back. Again, Manny, you've been dropped with a money pow pow. If anybody wants to save Manny's spot, Manny, I see you requesting back up. You need to send a gift that is higher than money pow pow that dropped you to get your spot back. Mika, go ahead and finish what you're saying. And it's open panel.
Jazz doll. No one was attacking you. And you know, I hate when I hear people, but especially women, saying another woman is attacking them. That really bothers me. Jazz doll, you made a
Rose ain't
statement.
gonna get it. That's not higher than money pow pow. Go ahead, Mika.
Jazz doll, you made a statement. Jasmine addressed it. You didn't like how Jasmine addressed it. So that's where the issue came in. But I can't sit up here and allow you to say that we were attacking you. No, Jazz Doll, we were not attacking you. No one has ever attacked you on this panel. You are a very strong-minded woman. I can honestly say that about you. Again, as I said before, I may not like a lot of things that you say and a lot of other panelists say, but I never get up here and attack anyone. I respect the fact that you want to take up for women, BLK women, but at the same time, Jazz, as I said before, you gotta respect other people's opinion. And I think that's where the issue comes in. Because you are so strong minded that if a person is not thinking, feeling, or acting like you want them to act, that's where your fight comes in a lot of times. And that's why people want to fight you. So I mean, I think instead of you wanting to feel like people are attacking you because we don't agree with you, maybe try to understand the other person's perspective and why they feel the way that they feel. You don't have to agree with it, but try to understand. And even if you don't agree, at least to be able to say, this is how Jasmine feels, this is how Mika feels, this is how Lady feels.
All right,
I
thanks,
mean,
Mika. Thanks,
again,
Mika.
as I
Thanks
said
for being
before,
the peacemaker. That was beautiful. J Rock, if you can share the live out to 20 people. It let me say this because I think we're not having clarity for newcomers that's here. It's anybody can debate. Even the mods can debate. Panelists can debate a mod. Um, if I allow it, they could even debate me if I say, okay, answer this, or if they rebut me. I will tell you if I'm done. If I say, hey, I'm done, that means I'm done. As the host of respect, if I don't feel like going back and forth with you. Mods, you can do that also. If you don't feel like debating anymore, you can let that person know that you're done, you would like to move on. But let's be honest, the way I run my live is anybody can debate somebody. So Jazz Doll says something to Lady. Jasmine did not, the other Jasmine, Barnes did not agree with what Jazz Doll said, and she rebutted her. And then Jazz Doll rebutted her back, and then it escalated. But again, anybody can debate. So that's what I want to chime in, because Miki, you're making it seem like they can't debate. They can debate whenever they want. Mods debate, y'all debate people all the time if y'all don't agree with them. So same energy for Jazz Doll. If y'all don't agree with her, then you could rebut her. I don't see where this is coming, where all the extraness is coming from. Anybody can debate anybody, and anybody can drop anybody too. So there's really nothing for me to say about that, but it's escalating and making it more so about the platform. That last thing you said, Jazz Doll, about, oh, these women attack you, just debate them back. All y'all doing is debating each other like y'all do anybody else. It's a debate. This panel's open for debate. We're gonna move on. It's still open panel. I'm not policing nobody, but I'm just clearing up what Mika said. No, it's not about, oh, everybody just be respectable. Nah, if you don't agree with somebody, you can stand on that and say you don't agree with them. But it did escalate. I'm not sure why, because it could have just stayed on the debating, and y'all could have just debated each other claims. So, and maybe it kind of felt like because of the way y'all debate, but I mean, that's just the way y'all debate. The energy can be switched out, or somebody could be offended. It happens. You make the choice whether you want to debate that person nicely, if you F with them like that or you don't. That's up to y'all. Just don't put me in it. Let's start open panel with Lady.
The next question.
Go ahead. You can read and answer it. Don't. When I say, well, you're new here. If it's open panel, just go ahead.
Okay. White women respect black. White women respect black women and assist with building the BOK community by creating with the BOK men. I think some do. They respect BOK women. Where I am, a lot of BOK women, they're doing very well. They're in politics. We've got mayors who are BOK women. They have charity organizations, so they're well respected where I am, especially BOK women, because they're doing a lot for our society, and they're even helping a lot of families. They're in higher positions as well in the corporate world here, and they're doing well in businesses as well. They're doing well. And the YT women who are married to BOK men, they do help them. But then sometimes those BOK men, they still abandon them with the kids as well. So there's a bit of an issue with that. So it depends. I think it depends on the individual, you know? It depends on who the person is.
Interesting. Big Three, you just came up. Go ahead and share the live out to 20 people. You'll be next. It's open panel for everyone. If you're on Coffee Cup more than a minute, I will go ahead and drop you. It's open panel.
So it depends on the individual, what their goals are, what their family views are, what they want for themselves and their family and the next generation. So I think it's subjective, isn't it? And the environment where the couple, you know, the family where they live and the people they're surrounded by. So that also plays an impact, isn't it? In their personal life and challenges of life, which everyone faces. So depending is either that helps them succeed or that helps them break apart. I don't know if anyone else.
So what
Well,
were you speaking to? You were speaking to the first prompt still?
I was reading the second one.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's all. If anyone else wants to say something on the second prompt.
Necessarily. So for the second prompt, unfortunately, I'm going to have to disagree with that for numerous reasons. Like I mentioned several times, I worked in Black maternal health, reproductive justice for several years. And as it pertains to the allegiance between YT women and BOK women, there really is none. And we can go down the rabbit hole throughout several times in history where, unfortunately, a lot of YT women, in the majority, have proven that their loyalty is first to themselves. And so it doesn't matter, like, if someone says, well, I have a YT friend, or if you work in a space that is diverse and some of those YT women may support BOK women, that's not the totality. And so, for example, when the women's suffrage started, when YT women were going against congressional leaders and advocating for things like equal pay and reproductive freedom, BOK women, they only approached, can somebody mute? BOK women, they only approached us for the numbers. And so even though the YT women were advocating for reproductive freedom, they were still gatekeeping and locking a lot of BOK women out of the conversation and not truly advocating for us. And that is where things like Black maternal health and reproductive justice came from. And even when they do come into our space, there is still a level of dominance and superiority that they sometimes attempt to assert themselves in, that kind of makes it very hard for us to peacefully coexist. So I don't think that they respect us, because I think that it is internalized in a lot of them not to. That's how I feel.
I totally agree. That's exactly what I said earlier. I feel like we don't have no allies in any of these races for the most part, as I stated before, even with a lot of foreigner ones as well. Some foreigner ones are as well. Also sticking to the fact that, you know, this upcoming election, they vote against us, like, because they don't like us. They want the rhythm, but they don't want the blues. And I do not agree with the second prompt at all. I feel like a lot of the YT women get with the Black men to kind of like show a statement. And then also it's something about the melanin that we have as well.
A lot of these, when you're talking about dating, like from a shallow perspective, right? When a lot of these YT women are dating BOK men, they're going to either date the athletes. Of course, we just seen the atrocity that happened with Shannon Sharp, how he gave his entire generational legacy to a 20-year-old OnlyFans model, which was diabolical. Okay, so we constantly have our BOK men being played out of generational wealth bags like that. And for the most part, when you're talking about the top of the food chain and the bottom of the food chain, socially, a lot of YT men are seen as the top of the food chain. And so you will see a lot of YT women who have not found success in their race. They will come over to the BLK race and they will date, marry, procreate with our men, and they use that against us as a form of dominance. You can see that with all the Kardashians. Because also socially, once a lot of YT men have seen that the women in their race have dated BOK men, they will not touch them. They will not date them. And so since every woman wants to feel wanted, I think that a lot of YT women, when they come over into our race and they date, they know that they are looked at with a certain level of privilege and esteem. And so it's kind of like a slap in the face to us, like, oh, I got one of y'all men, something like that. Anybody else feel the same way or feel different?
It's Cash
The
App for
cash that
questions, but I see y'all
Oh, I'm
trying to help
sorry.
to get
I'm sorry.
people. I know
I
you're
keep,
trying to help to get them to talk.
yeah.
But yeah, let's get the likes up. Let's send a daily heart meet. Remember, the panel's open. Nobody should have to call on nobody.
I do agree. I think that these YT women are playing our faces. That's why they are going after these BLK men as hard as they are. She spoke on Jordan. He lost everything because of a YT woman. And I think that's what they are looking for. They're looking for someone who a BLK man that they can take down. Unfortunately, they don't really. I don't believe they really care about the BLK man. I just think that they are trying to throw it in our face that they can actually get one. It's a play in our face. It's definitely a level of disrespect. It's a level of they want to show us that they're better than us in a sense, because they can get the BLK man very well. A lot of times the BLK men are downplaying us, downgrading us, and belittling us, but they say, hey, look what I got that don't want you, and I think that it is so evident that these YT women do not have an ounce of respect for us. These YT people do not have an ounce of respect for us. And I think, as I said earlier, we need to take them at face value, accept them for who they are and believe them in what they say. And I land.
Yeah, let me say this. Y'all keep sitting on this panel talking about they're going after our men. Our men are going after them. Let's be very clear. The YT women that have the Kim Kardashian aesthetic are a minority. Majority of black men are getting the overweight YT women that a YT man wouldn't touch. So let's be honest. However, he's more privileged to have her than she is to have him. She has the social influence more than he does because she has YT-ness, right? Let's be very clear. Even if she is braggadocious about having taken a BLK man or having a BLK, for one, no YT woman is taking BLK men from us. Let's change the narrative, right? But let's say that is the case. Every Kardashian who has a child with a black man is a single mother. So they're not getting the prize. They're not getting anything but heartache and pain and welfare. Let's be very clear. And like Talking said a while ago, YT men do not want YT women after they've been with a BLK man. And the whole saying, once you go black, you don't go back, that is a very true statement because you're not allowed back. YT men are not attracted to YT women that touch black men because, and in their community, I've heard them say this countless of times, something is mentally off
with a YT woman that gets with a BLK man. Why? Because look at how he does his own women. Look at how he treats his own women. So what makes you think you're going to go over there and get something better? And she only thinks she's going to get better because he spends all day on social media talking about how much better she is than the black woman. So she thinks, oh, I'm going to get some type of privilege. And another thing, I'm going to say this in our land. We got to stop saying that she voted against her own best interest in this election. No, she didn't. This country just showed us that we're not going to give a woman the chance to be the leader. So the YT woman voted in her best interest. If the YT man loses power, she loses power. So she is going to make sure he stays in power so she can stay in power. I land.
A valid point when you said that the BLK men are getting these YT women pregnant too and leaving them. That these Kardashian women are all single now. You put a very valuable point how BLK men cannot find themselves accountable and will not allow themselves to be accountable to one woman, whether it be BLK or YT. They are breaking homes in every race they encounter. They are causing broken homes. So, I think that it is evident that there is an issue with the BLK man. Yes, I've heard that too, that, any YT woman that dates a BLK man, there's something mentally wrong. But I think there's something definitely mentally wrong with some BLK men when they cannot hold a relationship with any woman. They can't make it work with any woman. That's an issue. That's a problem with them. But BLK women are so loyal, we stick by them no matter what. We will go to the ends of earth just to keep a BLK man. Where a BLK man, if we look at them wrong, they're going to the YT woman. I don't understand that. I think that it is so terrible that as much and as loyal as we are to these BLK men, they don't see it. Or better yet, they see it, but they're not willing to accept it and stand up and be the leaders that they say they are. They destroy not only the BLK community, but they are doing damage to other communities as well. And I land.
Just going to piggyback off what Mikia said. There's a big problem here in UK as well in regards to African men, right? They come to England and they go to Jamaican women and a lot of YT women as well. And as soon as they get this residency here, right, they abandon the family, right? They abandon the YT wife or Jamaican wife with 2-3 kids, and then they just mess up their whole family. There's a high trend of that in UK. So they're getting with this woman not because they want to, have a good family life or have children, but they're having children for the sake of it, to trap the woman with them and also to get citizenship. So there's a big problem of that, and they're part of this problem.
Wow. So you can get citizenship in the UK by having a child by a citizen?
Yeah, they were allowing it. What they normally do before, you can marry someone within 6 months, right? You get a divorce, you get a British passport, and then that was a while ago. Then they cancelled it. They made it 1 year, and then they're still doing the same scam. Then 2 years, and now it became 5 years to get residency, and now they're discussing to extend it up to 10 years. Just to get a residency in here. And when they do get a residency, we have free health care here. We have if you lose your job, you made redundancy, they can give you a bit of money and pay for your house.
But
If
I
you
know
have a
people
mortgage.
marry for citizenship. They do that in America too. But I'm talking about, can you get citizenship from having a child from someone?
Yes, they used to, but they're clamping down on it now. So a lot of these men come here, they just get with a woman, and they will, within 2-3 months, they will get that woman pregnant. They will rush it, get the woman pregnant, and then once the woman's pregnant, they will ask the woman, "Can you marry me? Marry me? Marry me?" So there was a law that going on here because they want to stay in this country. They want to use those women. So a lot of these YT women, they made this charming African man who's nice and everything. And then before you know it, less than 5 months they're pregnant. Less than 6 months they're married. It just happens so fast. And then they left with a bunch of mixed race kids. And you can't stop them from marrying who they want to marry or any and now they're even they used to target older women as well, any color of older women, but now they stopped it. If they know you're a very young African man trying to marry an older woman, they don't allow it. And now they're targeting young college girls. Anyone who's 18, 19, 21, they're targeting all young girls now. So that's a big problem we have here. And they don't care who it is. And that's from my own community,
Let's go to Buddha. Buddha, if you could read out the first question and answer it. Buddha, are you there? All right, let's give that person a minute. Buddha, if you're ready, when you're ready, if you can unmute your mic. But let's go back to open panel.
Like to me, lady, you knew you see what's going on in your community, so it doesn't seem too different from ours. So earlier when you were on the panel and you were playing like didn't know what we were talking about and stuff like that, it seems like y'all are facing the same things that we're facing in our community just because we're in different countries. So I'm glad you're being more honest and open now than you were about an hour ago.
Never. I'm not lying about anything that's happening here. I'm just saying it's all on choices. Do you see what I'm saying? Here, there's loads of mixed race people here. There's over 4 point something million, nearly 5 million, probably, now. Everyone's free. Do you see what I'm saying? And if anyone's race is here, you can literally go to the police station and report them. That's a hate crime. So you're not allowed, if anyone's openly racist, you have evidence against them or you have witnesses, they get in trouble. Their business can get shut down. They can get fired at work. Do you see what I'm saying? Even a lot of YT people will not dare. They will not dare and be openly racist. That's against the law.
That doesn't make sense. I don't know what world you're in, lady. There is a high level of racism in the UK. There's a whole Black Lives Matter movement over there because one of the sisters that started Black Lives Matter over in the UK was unalived by a BLK man at a Black Lives Matter march on behalf of a BLK man. Let that sink in for a second. But anywho, so when I mentioned that biracial children are dominating the foster care system over there, you acted obsolete to what I was talking about. But I'm glad you've let your guard down now and you're being more honest in this conversation because earlier you weren't being truthful and you were being called out on it. You kind of stood 10 toes down. So, but this whole thing about you can't be racist, it's against the law, that just doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense with what's going on over there in the UK. We don't watch y'all like y'all watch us, but we see what's going on. Let's be honest. And Sojourner, whatever his name was, he even called out what you're saying was just not factually true. Alan.
Me, that's my experience. Do you see what I'm saying? I've never had a huge problem with anybody. And if I feel like anyone's trying to be racist to me or they're trying to do anything weird to me and my friends or my family, I would just report them to the police. That's just the way it is.
I didn't know that Poetic made the live about
That's
you.
just the way.
My bad.
Yeah.
Remember, don't bring me in y'all rebuttals. Buddha, are you there? Buddha, are you there? Okay.
I'm just curious mind just wants to know how do how do they see black men over there where she's from?
Well, you need to cash out for questions and we'll get that answer.
Okay, okay.
But the cash app is in the comments, but for now, could you read out the prompt and answer it? The first one?
This is my first time on this thing. I don't know what I'm looking at. Like,
The first question at the top, if you could read it and answer it.
The first question at the top. Welcome to TikTok Live. Have fun interacting with us. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know.
You're not able to see the prompt?
No, I don't even know what I'm looking at right now. But you know what? I'm gonna get out of here. I probably don't even belong in here, but it was a nice conversation. You guys are great. Thank you for letting me listen to you guys.
All right, I just dropped in. There's a lot of weird stuff going on today. If we can get the likes up to 120K, that's the goal right now. Thank you guys, everyone who was tapping, that we got it to 100K. Now we're trying to get it to 120K. I want to ask Talking a question. G, why do you keep coming up here but you're not standing on business? G, you want to get blocked like your friends JoJo, E, and Remy? Stop coming trolling me, G. I mean, not trolling, stalking and spying on me. Like I don't see you keep coming in here but you're not standing on business. You don't tap the live. You don't come up. You just come and watch me every day. It's getting weird. Everyone that comes in should contribute in some type of way. Tap the screen. Support the live goal. Support the panelists. Send a daily heart me. Something. G, you just come here every day and listen to me. It's getting weird. Yeah, my question's for Talking. Talking, I was going to ask you, what's your thoughts on the third one? If you could read that out and answer it.
BLK men want to assimilate with YT community. YT men will not allow BLK men and only BLK women. Okay, BLK men want to assimilate with YT community, okay? YT men will not allow BLK men and only BLK women. Okay, I need some clarification on the second half. What do you mean YT men will not allow BLK men and only black women?
So it's simply saying that the YT man will only let the black woman in instead of a black man.
Jasmine, did you get to answer the third one?
No, but I could do it. BLK men want to assimilate with YT community, but YT men will not allow black men in, but only black women. I agree with that because white men, they don't like to deal with black men like that. They know that black men are way more superior than them. So that's why they won't assimilate themselves with them for the most part. That's why they thrive off of holding the power over them. They know that if black men do get above them, they can't really have us oppressed or suppressed like that. So I do believe that a lot of YT men do be very facetious by going after the BLK woman to get to the black man for the most part, because they know that the BLK woman is strong as well too. They know that BLK woman is very loyal, especially if a person is showing loyalty to us, we will stick by their side. So I feel like they will only allow BLK women to come into their community versus the black men, because they know if they allow too many black men to come in there, they'll take over.
Strongly disagree with that. YT men can allow as many black men as they want into their community, and that black man is not going to try to overthrow him whatsoever. If the black man got full power today, he would oppress the black woman. He wouldn't do a thing to the YT man. Not one thing to the YT man. Let's be very clear, right? When you see the black men who do have power, They're not trying to overthrow. Look at who Diddy oppressed. Look at who Tyler Perry is oppressing. Look at who R. Kelly oppressed. They not one of their victims are YT men. Now there may be a YT man trying to get a bag off of Tyler Perry because of their rainbowness. Outside of that, all of the black men who have power victims are either black women or other black men. Let's be very clear. Black men have had for the last 60 years access to the YT man's woman. Meanwhile, he has not been able to overthrow him, i.e., through his woman at all. But meanwhile, they'll say that the YT man used the black woman to destroy the black community. Meanwhile, they have had access to his woman and haven't been able to overthrow the YT man at all. Why? Because he doesn't want to overthrow the YT man. He wants to sit next to the YT. I'm sorry. He wants to sit in the YT man's lap and hug and kiss on him and say, look at those angry black women over there. That's the only thing the black man wants to do. Let's be honest. I land.
Oh my God. Oh, Jazz. You remind me so much of a lot of the organizers in the field. So the laughter is coming from a place of being familiar.
Did you want to add to that talking? And then we're going to go to Leon.
I feel what Jazz Style is saying. And I think that's part of the BOK community problem. Our BOK men have never really made a firm decision to completely separate themselves. I think integration was one of the most devastating things that happened to our community. And I think that over the course of history, they constantly showed this burning desire, to have equal power and so much proximity to whiteness. And you see that in the decisions they make, from family all the way to politics. A lot of BOK men, when they make their decisions, and this is why a lot of them don't gather together for movements. This is why a majority of the organizers are BOK women, because a lot of the BOK men, they're more individualistic. So it's more so, what can this benefit for me? So I think if they had their way, we would be in grave danger, much more than we are now.
If who had their way? Wow. Leon, if you can read out the first question and answer it.
YT men destroyed the black community with black men in compliance. I disagree. I certainly understand the sentiment that's been shared up here today, and I respect people's opinions. It's just not reflective of our history nor the facts. Certainly understand that the community itself is under a tremendous amount of pressure right now with all the social issues that we face in this country. Specifically, all of the civil rights that most people enjoy came off our backs. So, and I get the pressure that black women feel like bringing life into the community and trying to safeguard it. I 100% understand. But the reality is that most civilizations have declined, most societies have declined, and definitely most cultures have declined when you're able to divide the people. And what we see in the last 20, 25 years is that division. And so, but I'm going to be honest, what I see and hear on TikTok is super informative. It lets me know what people are really thinking and feeling, but it's not representative of what I see in real life. And I'll land here. I was driving down the street not too long ago and noticed that there were two black women. One of them had driven her car off the curb. I made that same mistake, but I happen to have an SUV, so I didn't have a problem. Long story less long, I literally contemplated whether to help them or not based off of my experiences here on TikTok. And then I came to my senses. I'm like, these women need help. I'm pretty sure they don't care that I'm a black man driving down the street. They just need some help. So I hit the U, went and helped them. They were thankful. But when I got in the car, as I left, got her unstuck, I said, just don't let me catch you on TikTok talking about black men. They laughed. So, like, and I'm not trying to minimize or say that people's feelings as they express on this panel are not factual. We just have to be careful about, like, the division will ultimately result in our end. Alan.
You know what, Leon? I'm gonna agree with you and empathize with you, because that's the same thing I was saying yesterday when I said it's not all black men, because that does put people in a vulnerable position when we start to generalize. And it's very frustrating because BLK women are in a very vulnerable position due to the discourse and the lack of leadership. But there are men like you and other BLK men that are community based and that do, step up to the plate. So I think it also puts BLK men in a very dangerous position socially when BLK women take a stance and we say, no, it's all y'all. When it can't be, because that goes against homo sapiens. So if a community had only one type of person in it, that community will cease to exist. So as hard as it is, to come face to face with what we're going through, there are, yes, good BLK men socially, and we do, no matter how frustrated we are, we have to acknowledge that. And us acknowledging that does not take away from the advocacy of BLK women. We can still advocate for BLK women while acknowledging that there are some BLK men in the community left that are still doing good work. So I agree with you on that.
And I agree with you on everything you said. Like, I don't think we have much of it. And let me be clear: whatever percentage of the men, whatever portion of the population of men that are bad, we absolutely all need to be vigilant and fix that. And so I make no excuses for the men that do the things that are adverse to our community. So I just want to be clear about that.
That people need to learn how to separate online from being out in the world in reality. But even though we are online, these are still real people that we're talking to. They're not robots. So, I mean, you could take it with a grain of salt and go about it, but you can't just like automatically think that every woman and every man acts the way that people act online. Because I'm starting to see that there's a separation between black men online and black men in the reality.
Oh, agree. But I think for me specifically, because women are in a vulnerable position, and I recognize that y'all don't know who's who, right? I have to stop and think about, like, does this woman want me in her presence, right, in her vicinity? And you're right. Like, there is a difference between online and in real life. But, like, you all get off this app. Not you all. I shouldn't say it that way. People get off this app. And go on about their lives, and they carry those sentiments with them. So I don't know what woman wants the help and what woman doesn't. So I just try to use my best judgment and move forward in that capacity. But I will say it is super lame that men be approaching women in, like, these situations where they clearly don't want to be bothered. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about everyday normal interactions where, like, you see another human in need and that human looks like you. Then I would hope that everybody would find it within their capacity to help that person, whether it's a woman helping a little girl, a woman helping a little boy, a man helping a woman, whatever the situation is. I would just hope that we would, especially when we look alike, take the time to help each other.
Okay, guys, so we are at 105. We should be at least 140 by now, guys. Let's make sure that as we're liking this conversation, we're also tapping. There are 66 people in the room, so there's no reason we should not be at least 140 by now. Ray has been streaming for a couple of hours now, so we should be at better than 140. Guys, there is a heart by Poetic Stain. If you have not heard her today, please make sure that you do so. Also, guys, please subscribe to her YouTube channel. The link is in the bio. And then subscribe to these TikTok pages that she has, guys. Again, we know that you're enjoying the conversation. So let's make sure that as we're indulging in the conversation and commenting, that we're also tapping the screen. Guys, if there's a panelist that you want to take a second, please send them money pew pew. Guys, let's make sure that as we are listening to this conversation again, that we are tapping and getting this out into the news feed. Back to open panel.
Okay, it's actually if we be welcome up. If you could read out the first question and answer, and then it's open panel.
Sure. So white men destroyed white men destroyed the BOK community with BOK men in compliance. I agree with that. Getting online and hearing BOK men shame BOK women for having BOK babies is insane to me. Like they're literally the YT community is literally struggling to get their women to have babies, and they've convinced BOK men to shame the women who are willing to give birth to BOK bodies. I know the BOK men say a lot that the BOK woman works with the CIA to kick the to kick the BOK men out of the house. But if that's not the CIA working through them to shame women who have children, and now the birth rate is just dropping, and I'm so upset that they're not seeing it. They're not seeing it. They're trying to force BOK women into nuclear families when they don't want to marry nobody. They think it's a scam. It's like the craziest Ponzi scheme. And honestly, I side-eye when I when I walk past one of them in like a mall, if I can tell, because I think they have a look to them. So I look at him like, I can tell he's probably on this, stuff, whatever. And it's embarrassing. And this is why they need to open up the schools. They need to force BOK men to go to school to get some critical thought, because it just seems very surface level. And I want to I would like to say that it may be genius, but it's not. It's very see-through, and it's very surface, and it's very stupid. And I can't believe that it's working, but it is. So
Wow, groundbreaking. It's open panel.
I have to run. Thanks for inviting me up, Poet. I'll see you around.
Well, at least today you stood on business. That was different.
Don't do that. We'll talk about that some other time.
All right, bye, Scary Cat.
I think he only came here because there's a bunch of women in here.
That's not
he's
true.
running because I eat them up. So bye, Leon.
Bye.
Panel's open, ladies. Why is y'all so quiet? Oh my gosh. Y'all too quiet for me. I'm about to drop everybody. Y'all have a great day. I got other things I could be doing than talking to a quiet panel. But if I know you just came up, you were standing on business, but you just came. Thanks everyone who tapped the live, who gifted, who gift the panel. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna restart this live. I might go live in like an hour, but it's too quiet for me. So let me go ahead and restart and get some better things going. G, I'm gonna block you. G gonna request up right when I say I'm ending the live. This dude play too much. All right, I enjoy all of y'all, but for my regulars, we got to get these taps up and reach the live goal, because I will be ending the live if I'm not hitting my rankings. G, I'm going to block you. You got one more chance before I block you. Everybody else, appreciate y'all. And shout out to my mods.